What's up, guys, and welcome to our new weekly podcast called Game Focus. As you can tell from the title, it's about games. Now, the first episode is going to be a special one because we're talking about E3. I am Perkins, and I am joined by
Platty.
So there you go. We're going to be on every week talking about games, gaming news, what we've been playing. We're going to recommend some games to people. With all that said, let's go into our first episode, E3. So normally, up first, we'd say what we've been playing and we'd give our thoughts on it. But because it's E3, that's taken up most of our time. So we're going to give you our favourite game from E3. So I'll go first then. My favourite game, you probably guessed it, maybe, I don't know. Mario Odyssey. Everyone's talking about Mario Odyssey, it seems.
Yeah, Twitter just like went through the roofs when it happened.
It's such a jolly looking game. Like, it's just pure fun from start to finish.
I suppose that's Nintendo games in general as well, though.
It is.
As well.
Which is what you want from a Nintendo game. Like, I'm a fan of Nintendo, but I'm not like a Nintendo fanboy. I would never classify myself as that. But this game really surprised me.
Yeah. Like, we never thought about the hat powers and stuff like that.
The hat powers, yeah, you just pop it on a T-Rex, you're now the T-Rex.
Yeah.
That's going to be crazy. Because you know Nintendo, they work so well with puzzles. You know they're going to have some crazy T-Rex puzzles.
Oh, no doubt, yeah, that's going to be mental.
And it's like that little stone statue where you throw it on that and you flip the glasses up and down, and when it flips them down, it creates these paths that you can walk on, which you wouldn't normally see if you were at this stone statue.
Yeah.
And then you've got, like, you can throw the hat onto the bullet bills, and so you can use the bullet bills to traverse the environment, and it gives them so much to play with, and they always do such a good job with like level design and gameplay design. I can't wait to see how they like challenge you to use these new abilities with the hat.
And also there's like the 2D sections as well where you go into the wall. That looks really good as well. It's
a great way to combine the classic and the new. It's just perfect. Definitely. And then you've got the exploration factor, because it's a semi-open world, I believe. So you fly around in your hat to different planets, and then you can explore the planets. The hat being called the Odyssey, I believe that's the name of his ship.
It's Cappy, isn't it? Well, Cappy is the name of the cat.
His hat's Cappy. His ship's called the Odyssey.
Right, okay.
And you fly around to new worlds, and there's like a dinosaur place, like a city called, is it New Donk?
Yeah, New Donk City.
Then you've got like a Forbidden Woods type of area, and like a deserty, like Mexican area, which looked pretty cool. And I just love the depth to the exploration. Like, we were watching it on I believe it was a treehouse.
Yeah, the treehouse stream, yeah.
And there was just this random point where I think there's 4 or 5 coins leading off a platform. And normally you'd think, right, if I fall off there, I'm going to die. But if you fall off there in that specific point, because obviously it indicates it with the coins, you end up in a whole new area at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's like there's going to be so much depth to this game, just stuff that we're not expecting to find.
Definitely.
Really looking forward to playing this game. And it's not even that far away. Is it the 27th of October, I believe?
I know, it's mental that it's coming so soon. Even though we only knew about it in January. Like, literally from the Switch reveal, and it's out in October. Like, normally we always know about a Mario game a year before, so it's, mental.
And just to cap it off, it looks super colourful, which I love out of a game.
Yeah, definitely.
You have amazing costumes for Mario, which I don't think they seem to do anything power-wise, but
no,
it's just cool that you can customise
I think they actually do it. I think they do have different like power-ups. Maybe.
Do they actually have power? I know one of them.
I heard it's something on the treehouse.
Oh, okay, I know there was one of them that I saw where he needed a specific costume to get into a certain area. Yeah. I didn't realise it actually had powers. That's interesting then. That's a new element that I have to think about.
And obviously, apparently, Amiibo are compatible, so we don't know if that's going to be outfits or anything like that. Could you imagine
and
just going mental?
We currently know of 3 Amiibos for that game, I believe.
No, 5.
There's the 5 Amiibos.
Yeah, there's the Goomba and the Koopa.
Yes, you're right. And then you've got your Mario in his wedding suit, Bowser in his wedding suit, and Peach in a wedding dress.
But you never thought you'd see Bowser in a wedding dress.
Bowser looks amazing.
Yeah.
The bosses look amazing. There's that boss who's got the hair, and she has the big wrecking ball on the end of it, and she smashes it around. I can't wait to play this game.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a Game of the Year contender.
Definitely. Right then, so that's my game. What's your favourite game of the show?
Now, people who know me, obviously, they know that I like a certain anime called Dragon Ball, or Dragon Ball Z as well. So, when this got revealed at the Xbox conference, it is Dragon Ball FighterZ or FighterZ.
Yeah,
or
we're not
however
quite
you
sure how
pronounce
to
it.
pronounce the title,
Yeah.
are we? It's a weird one.
Yeah. Obviously when they first like kicked off the trailer, if I remember rightly, they did it was Goku going Super Saiyan, wasn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, and then they had like
Cell
the
pops up, I believe.
yeah, like doing the power up moves and just got into the fighting crazy. Like it just looks like the anime, like the style and everything.
It's super crazy, that game. I wasn't prepared for to see that in action.
Yeah, it's definitely like a anime, like probably what fans have been wanting from like a Dragon Ball game to be.
Definitely. Now, I've never. I don't know if you've played any of the games from the developer. I've never played any of the other games that they've made, so I don't know how it plays. I don't know if you can bring anything up on that.
I can't. I know they've made. I think is it Arc System Works, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think they've made Guilty Gear. I think that last one was
Guilty
like
Gear,
XRD or something like that on the
Okay.
PlayStation 4.
So you've never played one of them yourself?
No, I've seen it in action now at Evo, and like it does look good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen it. It looks super smooth.
Yeah, and also I don't know if you saw as well, like the clashes what they have because it's a free versus free game where you can switch out. It's a bit like Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah, and you have the assists and characters that pop in to assist you and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. But it's like as soon as like say like it was Goku against Vegeta, say Goku beats Vegeta, and then at the end say just say randomly that Boo comes in, they have a little clash at the beginning. That's kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool. I've not seen
they
that.
have like
cool.
animation. That looks pretty cool.
It's very fan servicey, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. Like I think that's took like Marvel versus Capcom's thunder, like
it
from
really
E3.
has. And they even put a demo out for that, and I don't think it's peaked higher than Dragon Ball.
Yeah, and apparently there's gonna be a beta for that in the summer.
That'd be fun. Looking forward to checking that out.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously they've got the big finish moves. Well, it's not a thing. I think it's like a specials. Like I think Boo does like a massive explosion and like blows up half the earth and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm meaning about fan service as well. Like Boo, he can turn people into actual chocolate and silly stuff like that.
Yeah, you saw it in the trailer. I think he turned Goku into like a cookie or whatever it was. Yeah.
And it looks like it has everyone from Dragon Ball Z, not everyone, but characters from Z through to Super, I believe.
Yeah, because we saw Golden Frieza. That's the only Dragon Ball Super reference we've seen so far. We haven't seen Goku in Super Saiyan Blue, etc.
Yeah, but then is that because he was in the movie, which is technically Dragon Ball Z? Or do we not know that? Have they not confirmed whether it includes Super?
Well, they haven't confirmed the movies as of yet, or like we don't know what's what at the minute. Because I think at the minute from the demo, I think there's only 6 playable characters. The E3 demo.
Okay, that makes sense. You don't want to go too crazy.
No, especially for a demo.
I don't believe there's an indicated release date for this yet, is there?
No, I believe I recently did research for it, and apparently it's only 20% complete, so it could be quite way off, unfortunately.
What does that suggest to you though? Does that suggest that it's going to include more like arenas, or does it suggest more characters? What's your spin on that?
Well, I don't know, because it seems like they've got the combat down.
Yeah,
I imagine it might be maybe just more balancing. I don't know, or like you say, there probably will be more characters, or they might start off small, and then if it sells well, then make a sequel with more like big, massive characters. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, because Dragon Ball has quite a huge roster of characters to pick from.
Yeah.
And so if your cat plays all your favourites like Goten and Trunks and Tien and Yamcha and all them characters.
I think the thing is as well, you got to have like multiple versions of these characters. Like Gohan, obviously you got Kid Gohan, you got Teen Gohan, you got Ultimate Gohan,
the
etc.
Great Saiyaman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why they might say that. I'm hoping it doesn't delay it too much. I'm hoping it's sort of mid to early next year.
I think it'd be more like October next year. I'd say.
Do you think it'll be later?
Yeah.
On?
Depends how easy it is to develop for. I don't know.
Well, there always seems to be a block in the air, actually, don't there? Where fighting games come out. Like we've just had Tekken come out and Street Fighter on the Switch and Injustice. So maybe it's going to aim for that block next year.
Yeah, because it could be. You never know. This game could be at Evo. Like it might be like a fans vote or whatever. They might say, "Oh, do you want this game?" And then you never know.
So sort of that late May time or early somewhere in the May area.
Yeah, because I think Evo's in July, so they need to get it out before then. Really,
I think that's definitely a lot of potential there because there's no reason they can't just keep adding characters like down the road.
Oh, and DLC, yeah, like a season.
Maybe not maybe free DLC. Maybe they just add characters in. Like, oh, we didn't have time to finish Kid Buu. Let's add it. I mean, obviously Kid Buu's going to be in it, but my point is that they could just add him in down the road. Yeah, just
add him in. Yeah, I imagine like say it'll be paid DLC if you're going from previous Dragon Ball games, with Bandai Namco.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah.
Anything else to add to
that? The only thing is like the destruction in the, like if like say you hit the ground or whatever and it makes what is it, like rumble or whatever on the floor, it actually stays there for the rest of the match.
So you actually see deformation of
destruction,
the world.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's very cool. Because that's such a Dragon Ball thing, isn't it? When they're fighting and they're punching each other through walls and they're creating massive craters in the floor. And it's definitely seeming like it's going to be a good game, this. I'm looking forward to checking it out myself.
Definitely, yeah.
Hopefully we can get into that beta and get some one-on-one action going.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully, if we can get some filming done, like hopefully it's not close. Well, even if it is close, hopefully you can publish it. Might be able to get some footage of that.
Have to wait and see how it goes out.
Mm.
Right, with that done, I think we need to discuss the conferences. The first conference we're talking about, we'll do in order. So we're going to start with EA first. Now, EA opened their conference, I believe, with Madden. What's it called? Longshot?
Did they not open it with Battlefield, no?
I believe Battlefield was second.
Right, okay. But yeah, it was
They
Madden
opened with a
Longshot.
trailer of Longshot, I believe, because they have the drums come out. They have the guys come out and do the drums.
Of course, yeah.
And then they go into the Longshot trailer, which looks kind of like the Journey mode, but for Madden, which I'm really down with.
Yeah, it's always good to have like some story mode. It gives you more, like, obviously, you know, like people do like story video games, so it might get people to actually like buy Madden.
I mean,
who
obviously,
don't normally buy it.
We're British, so Madden's not really a franchise that we go into that often.
Yeah.
But this honestly got me a little bit interested. I'll have to see what the reviews are like, see what people's opinions are. If it's a fun story mode, I could be tempted to pick it up and try it out.
Yeah, I don't think I will be personally, but that's just
No.
me. I've never been really that interested in American football.
So other than that, I don't know what much more we can say about Madden.
The only thing was that we saw like a Scorpio, well, it's known as the Xbox One X, but like a player, was it? Like, look at the detail.
Oh yeah, and it showed the detail. Yeah. Which I can't really. I haven't played the last one, so I can't really compare.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it looked better.
I imagine so.
Right, then after Madden, I believe they showed Battlefield, and they showed a trailer of the new DLC, which I don't know really what to say about that. It's just more Battlefield. If you love Battlefield 1, it's more stuff for you. I don't really know what more to say about that. I don't know if you've got anything you can add to that.
I believe, isn't it at night, the maps?
Yeah, they've added some slight new maps. I believe they were free, were they, the night maps?
Were they? I'm not sure. I don't know if they were part of the season pass.
Oh, okay, maybe they were then. But yeah, there's some new maps at night time. There's like a whole new sort of map area with this new DLC. But other than that, I don't really know what to add because Battlefield's an old game now, and not an old game, but it's.
But we're basically not playing it at the moment.
Exactly.
We've moved on ourselves.
I don't think this DLC is enough to entice me back to the game.
Yeah.
This is for the hardcore Battlefield players that are still playing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's great. I'm glad it got a shot in the conference so they can see it and everyone can be happy about it. It might bring some people back, but for me personally, it didn't do anything.
Yeah, same.
Up next, I believe they went into FIFA 18.
Yes.
Now, was it FIFA 18 Xbox PS4 or was it FIFA 18 for the Switch?
It'd be Xbox and PS4.
Xbox
Fueled by Ronaldo.
Yeah, obviously the cover star.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're into FIFA, aren't you? I'm not a FIFA fan, particularly. I know you are quite into FIFA. Is there anything you need to say about FIFA?
I forgot what the new thing was of it.
They showed the new Journey mode.
Yeah, well, apparently you can customize Hunter and whatnot.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Again, the same as what I said for Madden, I do like the idea of the Journey mode. It's a reason for for people like me to get into it. Like, there's a reason to play FIFA.
Yeah, not just to play the multiplayer modes or career mode or whatnot. Yeah.
Because I tend to do one career mode and I'd get about halfway and I'd just drop off because something else had come out.
Yeah.
Whereas Journey mode, it might give me a reason to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that they showed much that we can talk about, really. Because they didn't show gameplay off. They talked a little bit about what's new, but I don't think it was enough. Not for me, anyway. I didn't digest it as new information. I don't know if you took anything away from it.
Well, I think as well, like, normally with EA's like conferences for FIFA and Madden, they do normally just show like CGI trailers. It's not something what you would actually see in the game.
Well, I believe it is gameplay footage, but it's not like, it's
what
like
you would actually play it as.
Like they pop the camera out, put it a lot nearer, and sharpen it up and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's not much we can say about FIFA. If you like FIFA, you'll probably like this. It is coming to a Nintendo Switch. There's a few features taken out. I still think the Switch version seems like it's going to be quite good.
Yeah, it's still got it's the first time Ultimate Team's on a portable device. Like that's big news.
The Ultimate Team seems huge, yeah. But they didn't really talk about that, which surprised me.
The Switch version or Ultimate Team?
Ultimate Team.
Ultimate Team, yeah. I suppose I wanted to get with the new features like fueled by like I said by real stars and whatnot. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember from the Journey mode, they actually had like the Manchester City players like and the manager Pep.
Last year they did,
like
didn't
doing the
they?
interviewing. Did they?
Oh no, they did, yeah, for the
Yeah.
Journey mode. Yeah. I really
like
like
saying
that
there was this
trailer.
Alex Hunter, like we should have him in our team, etc. Like they
Yeah, I
had,
really
like,
liked that trailer.
Marcus Rashford and stuff like that, and Colin Hunter, and even YouTube things like Arsenal Fan TV even got a shot on there.
Yeah,
and
that was a really good trailer, even for myself.
yeah,
So then, FIFA 18. I think people will enjoy it.
yeah, it's out on the 29th of September, I believe.
Now, this next game kind of surprised me. Need for Speed Payback. I'm not really a huge fan of Need for Speed games. This one, I'm kind of on board. I really like the look of it.
Yeah, I am as well.
It's sort of... They've gone for more of that Fast and Furious vibe, which... That's what you want from a racing game. You've got your track races like Forza and Gran Turismo. This is just something different. It sets it apart.
Yeah.
It just... It also has that... I don't know, it looks sort of like Burnout in a way.
Yeah,
the
well,
way
with the
takedowns.
takedowns and stuff, yeah.
And obviously now there's no Burnout games coming out. It's kind of nice to see that.
Yeah, like they've mixed everything in one. Like you've got your Need for Speed, your Burnout, and like you say, the Fast and the Furious, like combined into one game.
Yeah, just... I don't really know what to say about it, but it just looked impressive. Don't sleep on this title. I think it looks like it could be really good.
And you play as multiple characters as well, don't you?
Yeah, there's 3 characters, I believe, isn't there?
Yeah.
And you swap... I don't know if you can swap between them at will or if it's as a story commands, because obviously what... One of them had to drive this lady to the car. She jumps on the truck, and then she gets in another car, and then it swaps to character. But then, unfortunately, that's towards the end of the demo, so we don't know how it works, that character swapping.
Yeah. I imagine it will be like that. Like, obviously, you do a certain objective, and then
But then I wonder if it's going to work like Grand Theft Auto, where, you know, when you're not
you can
doing
switch
a
on the
mission, you
fly.
can just switch on the... Because it's
Yeah.
an open world, I believe.
Yeah. I think it is, yeah.
Be interesting to see how that works. I'm definitely looking forward to checking out more of this game and seeing what it has to offer.
Definitely. And if you do have EA access, you'll probably get, obviously, early access, so you could even try it out if you want to give it a go like that way.
I definitely recommend it. It definitely looked good. I mean, it might turn out rubbish, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. It looked impressive.
And update that you can actually play this one offline. You couldn't play the last one offline, so that's a big feature as well.
Definitely learning. Definitely learning.
Yeah.
Right, the next game then. I think this is a lot of people's game of the show. A Way Out. A lot of people seem to be hyped about this game. A co-op only. Now, it's not just... It's couch co-op and it's online, but it is co-op only.
Yeah, you have to play co-op.
It's always going to be split screen. Obviously...
I suppose it makes sense though, because apparently, like, you can go into cutscenes, can't you? Like,
one player might be in a cutscene.
Yeah.
It's like the example they show us is one guy's just been brought into this prison, and the other guy's already been in there for a bit. So like he's having a cutscene, being introduced to the prison by the warden, and the other guy's just, I don't know, doing laundry or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it seems like there's all these different ways you can get out of scenarios. Like one guy, it shows you an example where one guy pays someone off to get him out of the way. Another one, he beats him up and throws him in a cupboard. And so it looks like it's just going to be a really good puzzle game to just, to sit down with a friend and just work through it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's a little bit grey as well in certain areas. Like I'm hoping you might, because you're both together, but you both kind of want different outcomes.
Yeah.
I'm hoping like there might become a point where one character wants to do one thing and another character wants to do another.
So you can like split off, maybe.
Well, and not so much that, but as like maybe like one of you's like, no, we need to do this, and you're like, no, we need to do this, and all of a sudden you betray the other player and go do your thing.
Right.
I'm hoping it gives you weird little like moments like that.
Mm.
Not so much that it breaks it so you can never come back together again, but just so it's a little bit like, oh man, he screwed me over, now I need to do twice the work to get to where I need to get to.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I'm hoping it has little moments like that.
Yeah, well, it did look very like Uncharted as well. Like I don't know, not in the prison. I mean, like out of the prison, but
it looked huge, didn't it? When it showed it, it was like, oh, this is just a prison game. This is a prison break. This is gonna be cool. Yeah. And then it cuts to this thing. They're driving around on a motorbike, shooting people. Then it cuts to another shot, and they're in the back of a truck shooting people. And then they're in a city. It's like, what is this game?
And it's mental as well. Like the I don't know if it was just one guy or it's actually a studio. I know. What was the previous game? Was it Brothers?
Brothers: Tale of Two Sons.
Yeah, and obviously you can definitely tell they've got like the EA budget. Like
yeah, oh definitely.
Yeah.
Is it Joseph Fares? I think he was called.
I think so. You can tell how passionate he was on stage.
He loved that game.
Yeah.
Like he was just so into it, and that shines. You see that and you think, I'm interested. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
I think it'd just be a really great game. I think you'll see a lot of people on Twitch playing it. I think
No
gonna,
doubt.
I think it's going to blow up big time. I think it's going to be a huge game.
I think that was it early 2018?
Yes, I believe it was.
Yeah.
I believe it was.
Mhm.
So that's definitely another one. I think those are the two best games of EA's conference. New games.
Yeah, what we don't know about, yeah.
Yeah. Next, they kind of show Anthem, but we'll talk more about that later in the Microsoft conference because that's where we see gameplay of it.
Yeah.
They just announced it and said, this is our new IP from BioWare. You'll see more gameplay at Microsoft. So we'll do the same. We'll talk about it when we get to Microsoft.
Mhm.
They showed a bit of NBA. Didn't really do anything for me. I don't know about you.
I actually forgot about that, to be honest. That's how much.
Yeah, it was a really weird little point in the conference where they weren't putting too much focus on it, which already worries me. It makes me think they don't care about this game.
Well, I think I don't know if it's true, but I think it's actually hasn't come out in the previous 2 years.
Yeah, which
So-
that could be a good sign.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't-
EA aren't
yeah.
focusing it because they want it to be a smaller title. I don't know. It worried me a little bit.
But they had the like it was quite cool that you could do actually like the pro, like you could go like professional NBA or you could do like the NBA Street version.
That's a very good
If you
feature.
remember that bit? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good feature. Playing on the courts or playing in the like Venice Beach areas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that idea. I forgot about that. That's definitely good.
But the funny highlight as well was when they like jumped back into the people, like the two people talking about it, and the guy just gave him like proper like death stare.
Oh yeah, that was weird. Like something went down there.
Yeah.
It gives him a proper death stare. Very weird.
Yeah.
Now the final game, the game everyone's been waiting for at EA's conference, Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Mhm.
This game looks amazing.
That's one thing I always give DICE like credit for. They do make like nice game, like graphical games. Like they always look brilliant.
Yeah, they look so stunning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to like. We are slightly biased because we're such huge Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
But I don't think you buy this game if you're not a Star Wars fan. So I think everyone going into it is a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
It looks so good. Flying around as Darth Maul at like 600 mile an hour or charging around with Rey. Having Darth Maul fight Rey. Being able to play as battle droids. It's just so much. Like, it looks
Well,
like
this was in
much.
Naboo, wasn't it?
It was
At
in the
what we
Battle
saw.
of Feed, I think it was called.
Yeah.
They look like they've improved so much since the first game.
Yeah. Well, obviously,
They-
there's a lot more content this time as well. Like,
They
it's not just
themselves
based on
said
the
it's
classic
free.
trilogy.
It's 3 times the size of the original one.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. By the original, they mean, like, was it last year or 2 years ago?
It was 2 years ago, I believe.
They don't mean the original ones.
Yeah.
This game has so much potential. The only worrying thing is they've got a new focus on single player, like expansion to it. Why did they not show any single player off?
Well, we got that slight tease at the end, didn't we, with
There was a
is it Darth
tiny
Sidious,
little
like
cut,
on like
yeah.
a projector?
But it was like, if that's their new feature, we know multiplayer is going to be good because it's from DICE and they always deliver.
Yeah.
Why not show off the single player? That's the one thing that has me worried. Is
Well,
it just going to be a tacked on single
Yeah.
player?
Well, at the time, we was thinking, oh, it might pop up in another conference, like the
Yeah.
single player. Like, they've showed the multiplayer off here, because obviously they can show, like, a full, like, half an hour gameplay of that, and then show, like, a 10-minute section in, like, the Sony conference, etc.
Yeah.
But obviously nothing came.
Nothing came about from it, which is super weird.
Mm.
Doesn't mean it's bad, because they have the actual, the LucasArts team, who does the story for all, the continuity of Star Wars.
Yeah.
They have all them working on it, so it definitely fits canonical. So it's definitely something of a focus.
Where is it? I forgot where it's actually set, because they did say in the
It's set
conference.
between episode 6 and episode 7.
Right, okay.
So I think it starts, the Death Star explodes, you're on Endor, you are playing as an Imperial Trooper,
Yeah.
and then obviously you progress towards where episode 7 starts.
Mm-hmm. Right, okay.
So you'll see the rise of Kylo Ren, I'm assuming, and, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll see where Snoke is all about and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. Like I say, it was just an initial worry of why are they not showing more of this off.
Yeah. And Darth Maul still looks insane, like you said.
Darth Maul looks well overpowered,
Yeah.
but I love it.
Yeah.
Who did they show off? They showed Han Solo, Chewbacca, Darth Maul, Yoda, and Rey.
They showed Boba Fett as well. Was it Boba Fett or Jango Fett?
No, it was Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
I'm hoping there's more than those 6 characters. I'm guessing there will be. I'm guessing we'll see Obi-Wan Kenobi, Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Tyrannus, all these people.
Oh, yeah.
General Grievous. I'd lose my mind if you could play
Oh
General
my
Grievous.
god, that'd be mental
Swinging
with how many
4
lightsabers. Yeah.
I'd lose my mind.
Yeah. Also to note, all the maps, like future maps as DLC, is going to be free.
Fantastic idea. Like,
Yeah. Don't
EA
split
is
the
doing
player
that.
base.
How crazy is that? That's EA that have gone there.
To be honest, there's other ways, like now that, like obviously, I think
Well,
is
there's
it
these
battle
star
points.
cards. Well, they have these star cards, don't they?
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's going to be like buy a pack of star cards.
Yeah, I think it's currency what you buy. I believe. I
Is
think
it
it's for the
currency?
battle
Okay.
points. It hasn't been fully confirmed yet,
So
but
it's
I
the sort
imagine.
of thing you'll earn it by winning battles, or you can buy it.
Yeah, probably.
Which is, we'll see how that works out when it comes around to it.
Yeah.
What did you think of EA's conference then?
I would say it's pretty solid for EA. Like, obviously last year's, it was all like the development stuff in progress and whatnot, so they have definitely improved. A few, like, gone.
It wasn't a horrible show, but I didn't think it was a good show.
Yeah. I think it was good from an EA point, but not like in terms of like what we expect from an E3 conference.
Yeah, I think that's my problem with a lot of it. It's stuff that I don't care about. That's EA's problem with me.
But I think that's the only thing with EA as well. They always have like big multiplayer stuff as well. Like, I know you're more story centered.
I like a nice story and I like single player experience.
Yeah.
The one thing as well they did is the biggest game, Anthem, from one of the biggest studios, they went, you'll see it at Microsoft. It's like, do you know how many points that'd have earned you if you just showed that there?
Yeah.
But
I suppose they've obviously got the contract.
It's
to
that
advertise
partnership
and
deal,
whatnot.
isn't it? Yeah. It's all about the money. So should we do ratings or should we just leave it?
I think we should just leave it. But to note as well, it was a weird ending to the conference. Like,
It was very weird. Yeah.
Just like that's it, and then they randomly went into an advertisement of Galaxy of Heroes, what is a mobile game, and the audio was muted.
They passed us into the Battlefield gameplay, and he never said bye. So we thought, okay, there's going to be one more thing after this.
Yeah, because we thought we was going to see the Amy Hennig Star Wars game.
And then afterwards, it came back on stage again. I always forget his name.
Is it something Wilson? Is it Andrew Wilson?
No, it wasn't him. It wasn't It wasn't him. It was the other guy that was doing it. I can't remember his name. But he came out on stage basically, and he said, "Oh, thanks for checking everything out. You can play all this stuff at EA Play, which is what they called their event."
Yeah.
And then he basically said goodbye to everyone. And so it was such a weird announcement to go straight from the gameplay into that. You'd have thought he'd have signed off and then said, "Now enjoy half an hour's gameplay of this."
Yeah, like they did last year with Battlefield 1.
But they did all right. Like, we've got some cool new games coming out. I'm looking forward to a lot of them. It wasn't amazing.
Mm-hmm.
There was no huge major surprise.
Yeah.
So after EA, I believe the next day we had Microsoft.
We did on Sunday, wasn't it? Instead of Monday.
Yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
And they opened up with the Xbox One X, the brand new console, which is, I don't really know how to describe it. It's basically an Xbox One,
but powerful.
Bigger and better. Oh, it's smaller. Actually.
I was gonna say it's not bigger, it's smaller.
It's smaller, but way more powerful.
Yeah.
You're more into that sort of thing. I don't know if you can shed any more details on like the specs and stuff like
that. Well, what was it now? The graphics was 6 teraflops, is it? Well, the PS4 Pro is 4.2, I believe, teraflops. I can't remember what the original like console specs are. So it is. I think it was meant to be a 40% improvement on. I can't remember if that's from the Xbox or the PlayStation Pro.
Right. Okay. But 40%. That's huge.
Yeah.
And it actually speeds up older games as well, doesn't it? Like loading screens and stuff like that. And it has an upscaler.
Yeah, it has a super sampling. So like, obviously, if you only have a 1080p TV, basically it'll do the 4K resolution and like downscale that, so you'll still get like better graphics if you do only have a 1080p TV.
Yeah. And then after they announced that, I mean, it's quite an exciting console. I don't think I'll be buying one myself because it's not my main console, Xbox, so I don't see the point.
Yeah, like I said, if it was my main console, I would definitely get one because like I do have a 4K TV, so it would definitely be massive improvements for me. But gone.
After that, well, maybe not after that. I think I've got the order quite mixed up here. But they also showed off that they were going to bring Xbox original backwards compatibility games out.
Well, that was actually at the end of the conference.
Was that the end of the conference?
Yeah, that was the end. That was.
I think I have my list backwards then.
Right.
But they announced that. That's quite an exciting potential for the future.
Yeah, and yeah, because we don't know if like, because obviously we know the original Xbox Live services obviously shut down, so we don't know if like previous like Xbox games are going to actually they're going to like enable online for them. We'll have to wait and see.
That's a great point. Point.
But I still think it's mental that if you have an original Xbox disc and it's actually compatible, you can just slot that in your Xbox One and it works. Like I thought this would be like a digital store only thing, but you can actually put your original Xbox disc in. That is mental.
That is crazy that you can still do that.
You got 3 generations of Xbox on your Xbox One.
How many Xbox originals are we going to see at CEX?
Oh, could you imagine the prices going up as well? Like of original, like every 360 game, what's pretty much been announced for backwards compatibility, the price has gone up to buy a used copy. Because obviously, and the worst thing is, it has been a success. Like Black Ops 2 actually chied last month as well in the MPD report. So
it's crazy, isn't it? It's
success.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So I believe the first game they showed off, I might have this wrong again, I believe it was Metro Exodus. Which...
Gone. Yeah.
Am I mistaken there? Is that right?
It was actually Forza Motorsport 7.
Was it Forza? Oh, well, we'll go Forza first then. We'll go Forza.
Okay.
I don't know what to say about Forza. It looks good.
Yep, it's a racing game.
It just looks like another racing game to me. It's hard for me to differentiate between the two. Unless it was a Horizon, because that's all about the environment and the... that sort of thing. This just looked like a racing game.
I think obviously more of it was more like the weather physics and stuff like, and stuff like that, and the clouds and whatnot, like looks more detailed, more realistic.
And I'm guessing like AI are going to be better at taking you and stuff like that on the corners.
Yeah. And that's the first 4K 60 FPS game what they announced. Like native 4K.
I can see why they announced it. And they had a little turntable with a car, a little Porsche, and it was like, we don't need to see this, mate.
But they do love doing that though, Microsoft. When they announce like it's like they always have partnership. They always like we have to show the car probably part of a deal or something like that.
Like I say, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know if there's anything you can add to it. Otherwise, should we move on to the next game?
I'm trying to think now. I don't think there is personally for that.
Okay, so I've already spoiled what the next game's going to be.
Yep.
Metro Exodus. Now, I was a huge fan of the original. Is it Metro 2033?
It is, yes.
The second one, Metro Last Light, I wasn't as huge into, but I still really enjoyed the game. So when I saw this game come up, I think I guessed this game in about 4 seconds.
Yeah, because I had no idea. I was like, "What is this?" And it was like some shooting, and obviously you got it instantly.
I'm pretty excited for this game. Let's put it that way. It looks really nice graphically. I'm guessing it's playing the Xbox One X, which is another reason why they showed it so soon in the conference.
Yeah,
but it looked pretty.
It certainly did.
The hair physics on the monsters looked crazy. Like they actually looked like real creatures at times.
Yeah, well, even like the was it like the grass and that and the leaves and stuff like that.
Yeah, the
background
foliage and stuff looked crazy.
Yeah.
Now it's quite a slow, methodical game. It looked like to start off with. You're going through this environment, then all of a sudden these like I don't know what they are, like little rat type creatures that start attacking you.
Yeah.
And he's shooting them with his guns, and then eventually it leads to a point outside. And then it has that typical thing where you open the door from an inside and it's really bright, and you take your gas mask off, and it's like a 5-second like, oh!
Yeah, you're like relieved and whatnot.
And then he starts going through this area, slowly sneaking, because obviously there's creatures lurking that could get him at any time.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes through this little house, and he sees like a fox or a wolf or something like that, and he shoots it so it doesn't attack him, and it runs off. And then he sneaks out some more, and he sees a whole pack of these animals. And then all of a sudden they just run off, and it's like, why have they just run off? They should have attacked him. They're in a whole pack.
It's like a typical movie trope here, but yeah.
Yeah, big time. and so he turns around, and a massive like bear type creature smashes through this massive fence, and then from there you have to use the environment to kill this huge bear creature so it doesn't absolutely maul you.
Yeah.
And he sort of leads it over to these rocks, and because it's like these loose rocks on the side, the bear's weight pushes the bear down.
Yeah, because he shoots it with an arrow, doesn't he?
Yeah, so it staggers back towards the edge, and then so you've got to use like the environment to your advantage, which looks really cool.
Yeah,
it's not going to be just a waste all your bullets just shooting a non-stop. You have to think carefully about how you're going to beat these enemies. And then eventually he gets on a zip line, and he ends up at the other end. He gets on a train, and that's where it ends. What do you think about this game?
Well, I think the actual train is your base.
Yeah,
your base of operations.
Now, I've heard contrasting rumours. Is it open world? I've heard one person said it's sort of more of an open worldy type sandbox levels. Right. And another person said it was straight up open world.
I'm not quite sure because obviously I've played a little bit of Metro 2033. I didn't actually like it myself that much.
The first two weren't exactly, to my knowledge, weren't open world.
No, I think they were quite linear, if I remember rightly.
So I'm assuming they're going to be on the same lines, but you never know.
But I suppose with like the power of this, because obviously this is the first one on this generation technically.
Yeah.
So they can obviously do a lot more probably. So they might do open world. You have to wait and see, I suppose.
But I just love the gameplay in it. Like, it's not a conventional just waste all your bullets, non-stop. You have to think carefully about how you're going to take out these enemies.
Like, you're very limited on ammo, if I remember rightly.
Exactly, yeah. And so it's like, so you've got to be really careful. Like, do you use your ammo to kill this beast, or do you try and run away, or do you hide, or do you stealth around it? And I just love games like that where it gives you the opportunity to sort of be a bit more creative with it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bit boring when you know that's what I've got to do. I've just got to shoot it until it dies. It's like kind of like meh. I mean, that'll still be a valid option.
Yeah.
But personally, I prefer it where they give you the choice.
Well, I think with this game as well, can't you actually, like, did you say about the gas mask? Like, you can take damage and then eventually...
There's certain areas where you need the gas mask because of radiation.
But I think, like obviously people shooting at you, I think it starts cracking.
Damage your gas.
Yeah, damage it. And then you have a certain amount, and obviously then you die, obviously, with the gas and whatnot. But that's a quite interesting mechanic.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot about survival. There's huge emphasis on it.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if there's anything more we can say on that.
Or I don't think
move
so.
on?
For sure. Yep.
So, do you have down what was next?
Well, I think it was Phil Spencer coming out basically saying we've got 44 games to show, while 22 were launch exclusive.
No, you've forgotten something there.
Is it Assassin's Creed?
Assassin's Creed Origins. I remember it coming directly afterwards.
Alright, I couldn't remember if it was that first or the other way around, that's why. But, okay.
I don't know what to say about this. It looks like another Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
I thought having this year off, it'll come back and everyone will be like, whoa, look at this game. It looks like an Assassin's Creed game. There's nothing really... Which is fine. I'll still play it. I'll still enjoy it.
But there's nothing like that next level kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
I think that huge build-up they had, where it's like, oh, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? To see it being the same, it's like, that's a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah. Like you said, I will probably still play and probably still enjoy it.
I'll still play it. I'll still enjoy it. I've enjoyed every single one. I even didn't mind Unity. I know that gets a lot of flack. It's not my favourite one.
I didn't mind Unity myself.
I didn't hate it. I don't really know what to say about it. It's Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. It's more of the same, I guess. Obviously, it's set in Egypt. Can you remember the main character's name?
Yeah, Bayek.
Right, okay.
And as we're from Yorkshire, that's really awkward for me. Because I always think of Bayek.
Yeah.
So that's really awkward every time they say it.
Yeah.
I supposedly the second character he plays, but they haven't shown anything from that yet. Whether that's like a Desmond character or something, I don't know.
Or is it more like Syndicate where you can play as like...
Yeah,
it's like those were brother and sister, wasn't they? So
yeah.
Yeah.
So, should we leave that until we get to Ubisoft? Because we saw more of it at Ubisoft, didn't we?
Yeah, we can do, yeah. More in detail.
Dragon Ball Z, they showed that off here. Dragon Ball Z Fighters, or whatever it's called. Dragon Ball FighterZ Z.
Yeah. And then they went into...
There's not much point in talk about that because we've already mentioned that earlier on.
Yeah.
But this is where they announced it. It looked exciting.
I think what was mental though, it was shown at the Xbox conference that Xbox is not known for Japanese games.
Yeah. Out of nowhere. So that's a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a prequel to Life is Strange. Which
it's called Before
I'm going
the
out of
Storm.
order. I've lost my order at this point.
Okay, I was gonna say yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we saw a prequel to Life is Strange. This looked great, but I'm kind of worried because it's not the same voice actors and it's not the same developer.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm hoping Don't Nod have been involved with the process and they've not just gone on their own.
Is it the same story writer though? Because obviously, you know, it might be just another studio. It might be like the Science Studio or something.
Yeah, it might be. But supposedly this is a prequel.
It's only 3 episodes as well.
It's 3 episodes.
5.
From what I'm hearing, Don't Nod are actually working on the sequel to it.
Right. Okay.
So it's just sort of a stopgap. Because I didn't expect to see this here.
No, I didn't.
I thought we were still waiting another year or two for the next episode.
Yeah. But did you get that straight away? Because I wasn't sure what it was, or was it Ben? Because we had Ben actually.
No, I got that.
You got it. Okay.
It's such a distinct graphical style to it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was like that is Life is Strange.
Yeah, it's gonna be strange because obviously you're not gonna have the powers and stuff like that.
See, that's what I'm interested in. I don't know if you are gonna have the powers because it cut to a shot of the camera, and a camera's quite a big feature, wasn't it?
Well, you don't play as the main character, do you? From the first one, you play as. Do you play as Chloe or do you play as Rachel? I'm not too sure on that, but you don't play as. Who's the main character in the first one? I forgot her
name. So have I.
Is it Zoe?
No. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, there's
really enjoyed
that. But yeah.
Really enjoyed that game. Can't remember the main character's name.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone will remind us in the comments.
Yeah.
So that game looks that'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. I can't really say much because it's an episodic game. We don't really know until the first episode's coming out because they keep everything quite close to the chest.
Yeah. Well, the first episode is out in August, so it is quite soon.
It's real soon.
Yeah.
I think this is a fair one to go into next. Ori, what was it called? Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
I believe so, yes.
I really wish I'd played the first game. I think I will intend to play it very soon because it always looked really good.
Very
and now
colourful.
I know there's a sequel on the horizon because everyone raves about this game. Everyone who's played it loves it. I've never seen anyone say, "Oh, I played Ori, it's alright." Everyone raves about it.
I think the only downside is that some people can say it can get quite difficult. That's the only criticism of the game I've heard.
It's hard to take that on board though, 'cause it's like, is that valid? Is that just some people are?
Well, it's just, I suppose it's just different player levels in it, like player skill level and stuff like that. Like I haven't finished it myself, but I played a little bit of it. It is very enjoyable, like nice music and whatnot as well. Yeah, it's one thing I'll give it credit, and obviously, like you say, it's colourful and whatnot.
So I definitely look forward to checking that out. But again, I don't really know much to say on it because we haven't played the first one. It looks really good. It looks fun. Everyone seems to enjoy it.
Yep.
So it's definitely something to look out for. Again, probably not in order. Do you remember The Last Night? That Blade Runner looking game?
No, I actually forgot about this. The little 2D animated pixel art
2D
stuff.
2D pixel art stuff. I don't know what the game is about, but this trailer really made it look good. Like this sort of pixel art, Blade Runner style. I almost got Monkey Island vibes of it. I almost wonder if that's how it's going to play.
Is it made by Indie Studio or is it made by...
I believe it's an indie studio.
Right, okay.
I believe it is. I can't say much to this except it looked really good. It might turn out junk. I have no idea. But it looked good. And that's what you want in a conference. You want stuff that pops out and makes you go, whoa.
Yeah.
State of Decay 2. Did you play the first one of this?
I didn't know.
I really liked the first one. Yeah, I got really into it. Like, I used to just sneak around all the time searching for food. I don't know, there's just something about this game. I must have played it for far too long. I just got proper into it, this scavenging aspect, and you know how you could die and you'd come back as a new character and all this stuff, and you wanted to keep everyone alive, and you had your little compounds you had to keep safe. It just really clicked with me.
Right. Yeah, because it's like, and you can, is it in this one that you can like build like your house, or not your house, but like the outside of it?
You could kind of do that in the first one. It just seems like a safe sequel, really. It seems like they've doubled down on everything that were in the first game just to make it better.
Yeah.
Which,
less buggy and whatnot.
It's a fairly safe sequel. It doesn't look, so far, it doesn't look like they've done anything risky with it. Which is fine. That's cool. That's what you want.
Yeah. It's still not co-op though, is it? Or have they not said anything?
I'm not sure about that. I don't think they've said.
Right.
Again, I don't really know what to say about it other than it looks good, but it doesn't look amazing. It was. I don't think it was the best trailer for it. I think it was kind of a mess of a trailer.
Isn't it quite a hard game to like show off though? Like, you know,
yeah, I think
without
it is.
You playing it.
You need to play it and actually just enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think there's only a few more to go now for Microsoft. Sea of Thieves. Let's go there next. What did you think of Sea of Thieves?
It looked quite good. Like, was it 3 different characters they showed off? Like, just for example, like your crew and whatnot.
Yeah, I believe so. I think it was 4. I believe
4. Right. Okay.
This game looks fun, but you need a group of players. If you don't have
dedicated players as well.
Yeah. If you don't have the friends or a group at least to play with this, I think it'll get tiresome very quickly.
Yeah, because obviously if you play with some random people, they might not cooperate, they might not have a mic and stuff like that. You definitely, like you say, it is a team-based game.
Yeah, so I think it will. You need that group to play, otherwise I don't think it's going to get anywhere with it. What did you think of the actual game itself, though? Do you think it looked good? Like graphically, it's got an art style.
It's got that art style on it, yeah. But so I think like art style games, like they're just like they are better in general.
They're more timeless, aren't they? Like they don't age as quickly.
Yeah.
I wasn't that blown away by this game. It didn't look like much happened. I think it's like we said with State of Decay, it's something you need to play. Yeah,
probably. Yeah. Hopefully they do. Like, have they done a beta but yet?
I don't believe so. Yeah. I think there might be one on PC actually.
Right. Okay. I wasn't sure. Yeah. So if they could do another one, maybe might sign up.
So Sea of Thieves looks decent. No, it looks good. It looks good. But it wasn't the best like demo they showed off. But then it's quite an ambitious game, so like I don't think they could show off. I think it's one of those games you have to play it to know what it is.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's another one. Especially when it's like multiplayer and stuff like that. Yeah.
So 2 more games, I believe, for this conference. Correct me at the end if I've forgotten anything.
Right.
We'll go with Crackdown next. This trailer was well fun.
Definitely with a certain like legend, as he's known as Terry Crews.
It opens with Terry Crews going mad.
Yep.
Instantly hooked.
Yeah.
The guy's a legend.
He is.
Turns out he's also a playable character. That's enough to encourage a purchase. This game is coming out on the same day as the Xbox One X, I believe. So this is their like flagship title for the Xbox One X, weirdly.
There's another one, but we'll go into that later.
Forza comes out a week before, doesn't it?
It's a month before, I think.
Is it a month before? Okay.
I think so.
So that will be out. And a lot of stuff are getting like DLC add-ons to, bring it up to spec.
Yeah, like enhanced patches and whatnot.
But Crackdown, it looks very, very similar to the first 2 games, which is kind of what you want. And you can play as Terry Crews. But the thing they promised before was they were going to do the multiplayer of the destructible world and stuff using the cloud system, and then they were going to have a single player separately.
I think they've still confirmed that.
But it was going to be later, wasn't it? What they've done now is they've put the single player out first, and the cloud stuff, the multiplayer's coming out later, which is weird.
Oh, is it? All right, I'm not sure if
they've just totally they've just totally gone back.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there. If you like the first 2 games, you'll like this one. It looks nasty. Like, it's not a pretty looking game. It just looks like mad fun. Throwing explosions everywhere. You got
like even
guns.
The second one wasn't that great, but it was just fun to just mess around in, like the world.
I found the second one fun because we had a group of guys. We'd all play it. We'd all do crazy stuff.
Yeah. That's what you just want on some video games. You just want just fun, just to mess around, yeah. Blow stuff up and whatnot. Yeah.
I think it was a fun reveal. Terry Crews got everyone excited.
Quick like news on that. He actually broke his suit doing that. Apparently.
He broke his suit.
Yeah.
Amazing. I think that's a good place to stop Crackdown.
Yeah.
Terry Crews broke his suit. Now, am I mistaken? Is there one more game that we haven't talking about?
Well, there's Super Lucky Tail.
Super Lucky Tail! I forgot about that.
Yep, it's pretty much like you're a fox, aren't you? I believe. You
play a little fox. It looks like it plays very similar to like Banjo and Kazooie and those type of games.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, the previous game was actually an Oculus game.
Yeah.
I
remember seeing it for the Oculus, and when they announced it at Xbox, I thought I've seen that somewhere before.
Yeah, and that's what it's from. It's from the Oculus, like, I think it's from the Oculus Studio actually. It was making that game.
So this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Just a jolly fun game. Great for kids, great for adults who remember the old games.
The old platforming games, yeah.
So I think that should be good. Am I forgetting any other games? I know there's one big game which I've specifically left to last.
Yeah, the end, yeah. The only thing what we could bring up maybe is Minecraft. Just a slight thing about it. Like
Microsoft, I believe, own Minecraft. So they had to mention it. It's got cross-platform play with everyone except PlayStation, I believe.
Yeah, because Sony don't want to do it.
PlayStation are sulking for some reason. They gave it a reason why, but it was absolute nonsense.
Phil Spencer has actually responded to that, by the way. That response.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Should we save that to PlayStation, or do you want to just get into it now?
We can get into it now if you want.
Just if you know his response, go for it.
Yeah. So basically, it was Jim Ryan, I believe, from Sony.
I think it was, Jim Ryan.
Yeah, it was basically saying like we want to keep our because obviously it is mainly a
kids' game.
He
wants to protect the PlayStation ecosystem. They don't want to bring in rogue parties that might try and cause grief for like kids and stuff that are playing Minecraft on their PlayStation.
And basically, Phil Spencer said it was on the Giant Bomb podcast or live stream and whatnot. He basically said like. I don't know why he's saying that. Like, we want to protect kids as well. Like, we do that and whatnot. That's pretty much what he said.
It's a lot of nonsense from Sony. Like, when I saw that, I was like, "What are you actually on about?"
Yeah, like I don't see why it hurts. Like if people are playing on Xbox, they're not going to buy a PlayStation. They're going to stay on Xbox. It just brings just helps people. Like who can only afford one console. Like they're already winning the race. They've sold like 60 million PS4s. Just do it.
I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. And obviously they had the Super Duper pack, didn't they, as well?
Oh, the Super Duper pack, which was basically just a texture pack for Minecraft, which made it look nicer.
Yeah. And 4K Minecraft.
And 4K Minecraft,
Xbox One X.
Does it need it? Does it need it? Probably not.
No.
Right, Microsoft final game. We alluded it to earlier in EA, Anthem. EA's answer to Destiny, it kind of looks like.
Yeah, apart from, like, you can fully, like, fly around.
Yeah, it looks like a huge open world from what we saw. You've got like an Iron Man style suit which you can fly around in. It's got a loot-based system where you're picking up weapons and, you know, you're getting better stuff each time. And I'm guessing it'll have raids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The only difference is it has that huge open world.
Yeah, you can fly around in it, like actually flying, and you can go underwater and stuff, can't you? Like
You can, yeah, it's crazy. It looks like there's so much to do.
Yeah.
Like in the trailer, the character's going towards this point and she sees this massive beast and she goes, "That's a job for another day," and just flies off. And it's like, oh wow, so you can tackle stuff in whatever order you want to do. It's basically an RPG mixed with, I don't even know what you'd call the Destiny style gameplay.
I'm not too sure. But I think myself, I'm more interested in this than Destiny 2.
Yeah, 100%. Just the whole idea of exploring this planet with a group of friends, and it doesn't end on a crazy cliffhanger because like there's a huge glowing orb and then they fly towards it. We don't know what it is, so there's no impact of like that.
Yeah, and it
like,
does look...
a giant glowing light. What is it? Ooh.
Yeah.
But it looked cool. I'm interested to see where it goes and how it progresses and what it offers in the future.
Yeah. Did they say release date? Is it coming next year? Is it coming?
They've said next year, but will
I think
it
might get delayed.
Yeah.
With a certain game like Mass Effect, obviously
it's made by BioWare. It depends how long they've been working on this. Because what was their last game now? Was it Mass Effect 3? This team?
No. I think it wouldn't it been Dragon Age, whatever the PS4
Dragon
one
Age
is.
Inquisition. You might be right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because this has been made by the A team of BioWare.
So it's a good couple of years now they've been working on this.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see, I guess, because it might get delayed. After.
So as a whole, what did you think of Microsoft conference?
I would say they had a good conference. Actually, we did forget one important game before I say.
Go on then.
It is a PC game. It's very popular. It is in early access. Battlegrounds.
Oh my god, yeah. How did I forget this?
Yeah.
This is a huge get for Xbox.
Yeah, because it's coming to... This is a launch exclusive, so it probably will come to PlayStation eventually, but it's coming out on Xbox first.
It's such a huge game for Xbox. The only thing that worries me is will the popularity have gone by the time it comes out?
I don't know, though, because it brings new life into it, doesn't it, when it comes to a new platform.
Yeah.
And it does look very interesting.
That's a huge get for Xbox. If you've got an Xbox, I'd definitely check it out. I probably myself might check it out now that it's going to Xbox.
Yeah.
It looks a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Is that everything? I haven't forgotten anything else this time.
Cuphead is finally getting released.
Cuphead's getting a release date. I don't know why I didn't talk about that.
It was only a brief trailer. It was basically saying, we know it's finally coming. It's coming out in August, I believe. So that's
it, or have I forgotten anything else?
Well, there is more. There was one of that like weird. No, I can't remember what they didn't have faces and stuff. Like it was near the end of the conference.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't remember. What was it now? They didn't have like.
It's not important to talk about then, is it? No. If you can't remember what it is, it's obviously.
And they had like a scissor wheel of games because they said like they were showing so many games, but we can't go through everything. I'll remember everything.
No, definitely not. We've picked out the biggest ones. I think. So as a whole, what would you say Microsoft's conference were like?
I would say it's a pretty solid conference from Xbox. Like
I think it was my second favorite conference of the week.
Yeah, in terms of conferences, yeah, I would definitely say that. Yeah, I
was really impressed. They had some nice little surprises in there. Nothing was amazingly surprising, but they had some nice ones like Metro and Life is Strange. They were just nice little, and Dragon Ball.
Yeah, Dragon Ball surprised me a lot. Like obviously we just thought that was gonna go to like Xenoverse and stuff like that. I was gonna be it, so it came as a big surprise.
So yeah, I think they personally, for me, had the second best conference of the show.
Yeah.
So, are you ready to move on to the next conference?
We are.
Bethesda. This were a little bit disappointing.
Yeah.
But we'll get through it. Now this is definitely out of order, but I'm just going to go through it in this order that I've got it because it's easier for me to see.
Right.
So, Dishonored. There's a new DLC add-on coming to that. Well, it's not DLC actually, is it? It's more of a standalone adventure.
Yeah, standalone, yeah.
I'm up for more Dishonored. I were happy with this. It didn't need to be in... we'll get to that at the end. But I'm excited about Dishonored. Because it's £20. Was it $30?
I think so, yeah.
It's
like, I haven't played any Dishonored games, so I can't comment on anything on this.
They just seem the master of level design. Arcane Studios. Is it Arcane Studios?
It is, yeah.
They're like the masters of level design. The second game was so good. There was so many great level design. Like, levels in that thing. Phenomenal. I can't wait to see what they're doing this DLC.
Yep.
I don't really want to harp on it for too long because we didn't really see much other than a trailer. So next we'll go into Doom VFR. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Sickness just like waiting to happen, pretty much.
The second I saw this, that was initially what I thought. It's like someone is throwing up.
Yeah, I think I will get this though because I did actually enjoy Doom. It's actually only £20 this one.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
it's only a budget VR one.
The teleport mechanics instead of walking, which is brilliant. That's how you alleviate the sickness.
Yeah, because I couldn't imagine like Doom's very fast paced. Like, so
I hope there's an option in it that lets you. I hope there's an option which lets you just go for it.
God.
Just to try it out, like, oh my god.
You'd be sick within 5 minutes.
This looks fun. There wasn't a lot to show from it. I'm gonna check out more. I'm looking forward to checking out more. I love Doom, like the game, but I couldn't get through it. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I'll check out this. I'll see what it looks like. I don't know if I'll buy it, but if it looks good, I might get it. Right. You're gonna love this next one. Elder Scrolls Legends.
Wait, you missed out on another VR game.
Oh, did I? What did I miss out?
Fallout.
Fallout VR. This is a weird one because they did teleport for Doom, but then for Fallout, they had you walking around like normal, which is super weird.
I believe it's actually the full version of Fallout.
Is it? I think it's a Vive exclusive as well, is it not?
I'm not too sure on that. I know Doom's coming out on the PlayStation VR as well, so I'm not sure on the Fallout one though. I know.
I had a feeling it's a Vive exclusive, but I might be wrong.
Right, okay.
I don't know what to say about Fallout VR. I really liked Fallout 4. I have not decided to play it in VR.
I suppose it's there for anyone who's never played it, and like I imagine it's pretty cool in VR.
I think it's going to be a really good idea.
Yeah.
Like if it was an add-on for the current game, I'd check it out.
Yeah.
You know, just to see what it looks like getting your head taken off by a Deathclaw.
But I think it's full price as well. This Fallout VR, it's not like Doom where it's like
that's what puts me
£20
off
thing.
it.
Yeah, you don't want to pay full price again, basically.
Yeah.
To experience it in VR.
Right. Okay. So back to Elder Scrolls Legends, the most exciting game of the conference, obviously. Are you a fan of card games?
Not really, no. Like,
no, I'm not either. I don't think we should talk about this that much. Other than if you like card games, there's an Elder Scrolls card game coming out. It might be for you. Check it out.
Yeah.
Carrying on with Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind is coming very soon. I believe it's this week.
I was gonna say I wasn't sure if that was already out or not, but
it might actually be out. It might come out on
okay.
Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
They announced a couple more. I don't know if it was add-ons for that or just a couple more add-ons in the future, but they didn't go into much. They just added a few more little bits and bats here and there. So I think we should quickly move on from that.
Are we talking about something else before that? Like before the major two?
Yep. There's two actually. There's two I'm going to talk about before the major two.
Right, okay, go on. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but go on.
Quake. Is it Quake Legends?
Champions.
Quake Champions. Oh, it's Elder Scrolls Legends, I'm thinking of it. Quake Champions. I've never really been into Quake. I don't know if you have.
I used to play Team Arena back in the day on PC.
What did you think about this game then?
It looks pretty good. Obviously, I think was the main reveal of that it was in beta.
They showed it the year before.
Yeah.
And then it's beta at the moment, I believe.
Right. Okay. Because I believe it's going to be free to play in it when it launches.
Oh, is it free to play?
I think
that
so.
Changes things a little bit.
I think I'm not 100% on that, but and also they announced that you could play as what's his name
BJ
from Wolfenstein.
Blazkowicz.
That's it. Yeah, from Wolfenstein.
Yeah. This VO's pretty funny for that when he's just like, get out of here, you little weirdos, and he's just talking to them all. It's like, this is pretty amusing.
Yeah.
Did you think it looked good? What like, would you buy it? Would you be into it? I know you've just said it's free to play, so you won't buy it, but would you try it out?
I'll definitely try it out, yeah. Like, I'm always in for Quake. Like, it used to be like a fast-paced, like, arena game and whatnot. Just some good fun, like multiplayer. I'll definitely check it out.
Definitely go for it then. If people are into that, you should check it out.
But I think that's believed that I think it's only PC only. Actually.
Yeah.
I don't think it's coming to PlayStation or Xbox.
Unlike this next title, which is coming to the Switch, Skyrim.
Yep, we got it shown again.
Why won't this game die?
I suppose there's always a new audience for it as well, and obviously people want to play it like on the go. Like, obviously, you know. Also, it actually it seems like they're not just straight porting it. Like, I know obviously some people won't like this, but you can actually use motion controls.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, they showed that off
you
in
can.
the
Yeah,
Switch
the bow and
trailer.
arrow and you're right. Yeah,
and like slashing your sword and stuff. So they have obviously they are trying to do something different with it.
And you can use amiibo support.
Yeah.
You put Link on from Breath of the Wild, and you get his new sword and all that stuff.
And his outfit, yeah.
And his outfit, yeah.
Still no release date though.
It's Skyrim. It's on the Switch. If you like Skyrim and you've got a Switch and you want to play Skyrim on your Switch, it's perfect for you. Otherwise, I don't think there's much to talk about, considering it's, what, 4 years old now? 5 years old?
I think it's 6 years old now, believe it or not.
6 years old?
Yeah.
Blimey. Which of the two big ones do you want to go with first? I'll let you decide.
Shall we do Wolfenstein first?
Okay. This is how they ended the show, I believe.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein... What's it called?
The New Colossus.
The New Colossus, yeah, that's the one.
Oh, Wolfenstein 2, sorry.
2. You play as BJ Blazkowicz again. It looks crazy. It looks honestly crazy.
Yeah.
The first level, I believe it opens, you're in a wheelchair, you've got a machine gun, one hand's rolling around on the wheelchair, the other guy's shooting Nazis with a machine gun.
Yeah.
It's like, sold. Honestly, sold. And then they close the whole thing down with a guy taking LSD or whatever it is, playing with a little magical
2D
gecko,
frog
2D
thing,
gecko.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this game? It looks amazing.
Just looks nuts, yeah.
The trailer was a bit of a mess. They had like weird cuts which they didn't need to do.
Yeah, it was like where were they in like there was in like a bar, weren't they? Like a
yeah. It was a milkshake bar, and the guy was like talking to the guy ordering a milkshake, and then
he looked at the camera.
Cut. Yeah. It goes, "Can I see your ID?" And then it cut weirdly to like a battle scene on a ship, which is super weird. It looks fun. In fact, I didn't really like the first Wolfenstein when I played it, or I got bored of it, maybe I should say. I actually, on the back of this trailer, have been out and bought Wolfenstein The New Order and Wolfenstein The Old Blood to play them before it comes out.
Yeah, so it shows that you're back into it. Yeah.
This game just sold me on Wolfenstein again. I don't know about you. I don't know how you feel about Wolfenstein.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to pick it up. Like, I've liked Wolfenstein since, I think it was Return to the Castle Wolfenstein back in the day.
Yeah. Some deep
Just a good feature, yeah.
So yeah, Wolfenstein 2 looked really good, like real good.
Well, as well, like obviously, like and this is the one what's like just on next gen or current gen only this time. So you know you don't have to like make any cutbacks or whatnot. They can go for all out.
The characters as well seemed really good in it. Like it introduces you to all these new people in the rebellion.
Yeah,
you're building up as BJ to take the world back or whatever it is, and the characters seem interesting. I found in the New Order the characters were a little bit boring.
But you have got the person from the New Order, the villain, haven't you? You've got like her.
Yeah, she's back. She's
yeah.
back. But yeah, I think the characters just seem more interesting in this one. Like, that's what you need for a good story like this. Is the characters are boring. You don't really see the point of progressing.
Yeah, like you on about the scene with like the lift eye with the armor, like with the grenade and whatnot. Yeah.
Whereas, if the characters are like engaging, you want to fight for your freedom to help these people.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
It's
a weird thing. So I'm thinking that's why the second one looks better than the first one. They've gone a bit more, I don't know, in depth with them.
Yeah, well, I think your wife's in this one as well, and I believe she's pregnant as well. So obviously it's more a major factor as well.
Right then. The next game is one of my favourite games of the show. The only thing is we didn't see gameplay, which is why I didn't.
Well, we only saw like a 30-second snippet.
Yeah, it's very brief, like clips of gameplay.
Yeah.
The game in question, Evil Within 2. Now, the first game's amazing. I've just recently started playing it again. It is so good. So this second game has high expectations.
Yeah. Well, it is from like the Legend of Horror, like the Resident Evil creator.
Shinji Mikami back on again. Is he's not directing it, or is he?
No, I think he's a producer of the game this time.
And one of his proteges, who directed the DLC, I believe, of Evil Within, is directing this.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Which is exciting though that he's still on board, like overseeing
to help
the project.
out. Yeah, to make sure it's all good. Yeah.
This game looks great. This trailer is magnificent.
It looks like it was like a Kojima-esque trailer as well.
It really was.
Yeah.
It is magnificent. It's super weird, which is in a horror game. That's what you want.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to sell it other than it's amazing. You need to watch the trailer.
Yeah. If you do, like, once you finish watching this podcast, just type in Evil Within trailer. It'll probably be there. Just go watch it.
So with that said, the Bethesda conference, my major problem with this, I didn't think it was a good conference. I thought it was terrible.
I don't think they didn't, like, obviously, like, they should have done what Nintendo do, like, just do, like, a direct video. They didn't have to have a conference.
I don't even think they should have done
overall.
that.
Yeah.
I think they should have put Evil Within on PlayStation's conference. Wolfenstein should have been on Xbox's conference, and the rest of it all should have just
Well,
got
just
trailers,
like trailers.
released. Yeah, should have just released them to the internet and be done with it. Because I didn't think they needed a conference for this.
Yeah, I don't think they needed a conference like overall. I think it was just because they wanted to say we're still here kind of thing, you know, like to lock it on each year.
Last year. They had one last year, and I think they'll want one next year, so they thought we're best do one this year.
It's going to be interesting what they're going to have next year, though. More Skyrim, probably.
More Skyrim, yeah, exactly.
Skyrim.
We should mention, actually, Wolfenstein. Well, in fact, let's go with all of them. I think every game they announced is out this year. That is a huge point. That's a real good point.
And also, Evil Within 2 and Wolfenstein are out in October. Same month.
They're out in October. They know how to do a game announcement.
Yeah.
Even if they mess up the whole conference.
Yeah.
Exciting. Like, the games they showed were exciting. The conference itself was just a dud. So up next, we have Ubisoft. Wow. Ubisoft blew me away.
Definitely, yeah.
A game no one expected to be anything. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. What has happened with that game?
I know, like at first obviously this got leaked like a month ago. Like it's like probably the most leaked game coming from like, you know, to E3.
Yeah.
Showing. I think the mental introduction of it though as well, like with you could tell how like passionate there was on this game.
Yeah, well you saw the lead developer, didn't you? Crying,
yeah, crying,
he was that excited about people seeing this game for the first time.
Yeah, and working with Miyamoto, like the legend himself. Like he came out on stage with like one of the weapons and did like a little like.
They presented it as a big deal.
Yeah.
Which is what you want.
Well, it is, isn't it? Like Nintendo working with someone like, and I think Ubisoft, obviously they're the main developers. It's not like Nintendo developing it with. It's actually the other way around. But it is a big deal.
I don't think I've ever had such a turnaround like this. Like when I've seen a game before it's been announced, been like, nah, I don't want that. It looks stupid. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Seeing the gameplay and going, whoa, I was well wrong.
Yeah.
This is gonna be amazing.
Especially if you like Rabbids as well, like with the humour and stuff what they do and whatnot as well. That helps as well.
The Rabbids are the thing I'm looking forward to. It's the gameplay. The
gameplay, yeah. Like very XCOM style.
XCOM. I love those games. And now you can play it with Mario and Rabbids and Luigi. You gotta get that Luigi. I can't wait for this game. Honestly, cannot wait for this game.
Yeah, it's looking good.
It's out in August, I believe.
Yeah, 29th of August, I believe.
How crazy is that?
That must be like one of the shortest turnarounds, surely, from being announced to coming out.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. So exciting.
It looks colourful as well because it's...
it does look very pretty.
It looks very detailed, yeah.
There's so much strategy as well, though, which is weird for a Nintendo game. Or not weird, but you don't expect it as much. Like, there's that bit where one of them... He comes out of a pipe, he attacks the enemy, goes to Mario, they do like a co-op move to get into another point in combat.
Is that when he does a little jump, like the levitation thing? Yeah,
he does a bounce thing. And then he does another attack to take out that enemy. And it's like, what's just happened there? There's so much happening in that one move.
Yeah.
Which I just didn't expect. I thought it'd be really simple, like turn-based combat.
Yeah, because you think it would from... Obviously, the main audience, what people believe Nintendo is like kids, so you wouldn't... But it seems quite detailed, like you say. Yeah.
It really does. Really impressed me, this game. I don't want to harp on it too much, but that was one of my favourite games of the show.
Yeah. Most surprising of the show, I'll definitely give it that.
Most surprising, 100%. Assassin's Creed Origins, we saw it before, we've seen it again. We sort of saw gameplay. It was a weird off-TV thing.
And yeah, it was a weird odd cut, and they were like, we're going to show 30 minutes of gameplay after the conference.
Yeah, it really didn't do any favours for it being there.
Yeah.
And then they showed some gameplay off afterwards. It looked like Assassin's Creed, to echo what we said before. If you like Assassin's Creed, you'll like this. If you never liked Assassin's Creed, I don't think this is a game for you. Definitely.
I agree with that.
If you're on the fence, maybe check out some gameplay, see what you think. But I don't really know what to say about it other than it's Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it's more, like you said.
Which is the worst thing you want from a game.
Yeah, you want something to bring like new life into the series.
You need that
get more new audience.
Yeah, you need that thing to latch onto me. Like, right, this is why I need this game. It doesn't have it with Assassin's Creed.
But the bad thing is as well, like some people obviously who's played the series are just sick of it. They probably won't pick this up though, unfortunately.
Exactly. That's why they need something drastically different, which they didn't go with.
Yeah.
So we've also saw The Crew 2.
Yeah, the king of all races. I'm
not really into racing games. I like that they added a couple of new bits. I thought that what they showed off was really boring, that trailer.
It's quite cool though, showing all the different like stuff what you can to race. It's not just like straight like car racing. You can do like F1 racing.
I
you
like
can do
that
boat
they've
racing.
added new stuff.
Yeah.
It's but again, I'm not hugely into racing games, so it doesn't do much for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can bring up to that. I don't really know what to say about that other than
No, that's it. Yeah. Obviously, you can do like what's the word, like plane racing as well, can't you?
So the Crew 2, if you're into racing, check it out.
Yeah.
Another one of my favourites of the show, South Park. What's it called? The Fractured But Whole.
I still don't know how they can actually get away with that title.
Because it doesn't say that, does it? It doesn't say what you think it says.
Does it not?
No. It's B-U-T, not B-U-T-T.
Still though, how did they still get away with that though? Like seeing it on the
because
thing,
they've been incredibly clever about it.
I know. It's just seeing like a kid like I love South Park. Like, well, I used to love South Park, but you played the first game, haven't you?
I loved the first game. It was such a fun game.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's probably one of the funniest games I've ever played.
Yeah, the humour's there. It's definitely like the TV show.
It was incredible. It looks good. It looks more. In fact, I don't think it looks more the same. They've changed it a little bit. This is more grid-based combat, similar to XCOM in a kind of way.
Right.
Whereas the first one, I believe, was just 3-on-3, sort of, Final Fantasy style gameplay. Like original classic turn-based. Whereas this is slightly different, which I don't know if that's going to be for the good or for the... I don't know if it's going to help it. The game looks hilarious, though. And the kicker, you play the superheroes. I am a huge superhero fan, so taking the piss out of all the superhero stuff's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, because you had like Flash in there, didn't they? Like the speed and whatnot.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this game. And that's out this year as well, in October.
Another game in October, that's free at the minute.
Busy month. Is there anything you want to add to South Park?
No. I don't know if you just want to go into another announcement, what was later on in the conference, but related to this.
Yeah, no, we will do. They announced a trading card game for South Park on mobile. One of the few trading card games you'd see and think, you know what, that actually might work.
Yeah, because they actually take the mick of stuff as well.
Because it is going to be so tongue-in-cheek about these trading card games. It's just going to rag on them all day long. And like you'll buy a microtransaction and you'll have Cartman come up and he'll proper like be sarcastic to you, I bet. And stuff like that. So I hate mobile games. I'm curious. Put it that way.
Yeah, and to get Perkins looking at mobile games, that is something. Definitely.
That is definitely something. So then we saw, I don't know if this is right order again, we saw Steep with a partnership with the Winter Olympics.
Yep, to do an expansion to Steep.
This it's another tricky one, really. It's like if you like Steep and you like the Olympics, it's going to be perfect for you.
Yeah.
It's an old game. I don't really want to focus on it, but know that it was there. And if you like Steep, there's more cool stuff coming for that game. We played Steep, we enjoyed Steep, but it's moved on now for us.
Yeah.
Then we saw quite possibly one of the craziest games at Ubisoft's conference, Starlink. I can't remember the full title, but it was like you had the massive spaceships which you attach to your controllers, and it's like like Toys to Life type thing.
Yeah.
It looked ridiculous. Like the spaceships are massive on your controller.
Yeah, they do look big. They're not like normally like when you get Toys to Life, they're quite small. Like if you look like the Lego ones or Amiibos, they're quite small. Not like
you better
massive,
you better get to your local fitness shop, get them dumbbells, start doing some curls so you can actually hold this thing, because these things
just be like The Rock, and then you got your controller ready.
Big up your biceps, and then you can actually hold the controller to play this game.
Yeah.
It looked like a fun game, actually. I'm ragging on it, but it looked like a fun game. I like that they said that you can have the spaceship, or you can download it in-game.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying that, yeah.
That piques my interest a little bit, because I like the gameplay, especially on the Switch. I don't want to have a stupid spaceship toy. They look cool, don't get me wrong, they look real cool, but I don't need it for my game.
Right, okay.
I don't know if there's anything you can say about Starlink.
Nope. Not personally for me. Like, I'm not like a big building thing. Obviously, I do have other Toys to Life game, like I have Lego Dimensions, etc. But this doesn't personally interest me.
No. Okay then.
Okay.
So we're moving to another new announcement. Skull and Bones. It's a multiplayer game using the Assassin's Creed 4 ship combat. This game I was really interested in when they announced it, and then when I found out it was multiplayer, I checked out hard.
But I think For Honor, they probably eventually add a single player mode to it.
If it has well, they didn't say it doesn't have one, did they?
No, they didn't confirm or deny. Yeah.
If it has a single player, I'll be into it. because that's what I want out of the game. Like, I don't want to just be sailing around shooting people. It was such a weird high and a low thing for me. Like, I was so high when I heard about it, and then they showed it off, and I was like, never mind. It was almost like an anti-Rabbids game, where I went in negative and came out high.
Yeah, I get what you mean with that. Yeah.
So I don't know what to say about that. I was really disappointed.
I can't really say because I didn't actually like the ship combat in Assassin's Creed myself.
Well,
but,
the game itself looks good because it's, if you like the Assassin's Creed like ship combat, you'll enjoy this. It looks good.
Definitely, yeah.
If it's fairly cheap, I might check it out and play it for a week and then never touch it again.
Yep.
But I personally, for myself, like a single player experience. So then we've got 2 more games. We've got Far Cry. Is it just Far Cry 5? There's no subtitle, is there?
Yeah, I just think it's Far Cry 5. Yep.
This game looks wacky. All kinds of wacky. Like,
Definitely. It does look nuts.
What this show, it starts off slow. He's scoping out this enemy stronghold. And then all of a sudden, it just kicks into action. His dog charges a guy down, starts eating his face. Dog brings him his gun. And then it just goes mad. And you've got guys flying over, dropping like bombs from airplanes. And tanker trucks driving through stuff. And it looks crazy.
Yeah, this looks like you can, like again, like a fun game, just going mad. Because this game is actually co-op as well, 2-player co-op.
For the first time, they've introduced co-op. So you and a mate can go through it and just enjoy this mad cast of characters. Because they always have really fun characters, Far Cry games. It looks really fun. I'll definitely be picking this up because it just looks chaotic.
Did the actually? Is it February? It's out like 2018. But
yeah, I think it's late February.
Right. Okay.
Don't know the exact date, but I'll definitely be picking that up. That looks like a lot of fun. I liked Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4. Primal not so much.
Did you? No.
No. But yeah, it looks a lot of fun. It's not special. It's just, it is just literally a time waster.
Yeah.
Which is fine. That's what you want out of some games. Don't know if there's anything you can add to that, or if we move on.
No, that's it.
Now,
there is another announcement before, but I don't know if you really want to say about it.
You can mention it.
You know what I'm going to say.
You know what I'm going for last, don't you?
Yeah, I know what you're going for last, but the last thing was...
Oh, you're on about Just Dance.
Yeah, like there's the most random bit, just like come on dancing, and then the randomly, basically announced Just Dance 2018. I'm
not talking about Just Dance.
Yeah, I just thought to say it randomly, we're talking about conference.
It's one of those games you'll buy year on year out if you're into that thing. If you're not, you won't buy it.
Yeah. So yeah, let's move on.
The final game they showed off. Really exciting reveal. Beyond Good and Evil 2. I've never played the first one. This trailer, I loved it. I'm definitely wanting to check out the first one and especially the second one. It looked crazy. Yeah. So it opens with a pig talking to a monkey. Some sort of shady deals going down. It gives him this little monkey statue. And then this statue starts melting and he's like...
Yeah, because he said, I need to get off quickly. I've got a date or something like that. Yeah.
And then it starts melting and he goes, that's Belgian chocolate, mate. And he uses his grappling hook and flies through the ceiling. And then he gets on his bike and they're just bombing through space. And then the police start chasing him. And then a massive spaceship pops up and firing missiles out. I'm not doing this any favours. You need to watch this trailer. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was so fun as well, wasn't it? Yeah.
They didn't show much gameplay because it's still a way off. But they did announce this thing called the Space Monkey program where if you sign up, you can help them with the development of it and you can check out gameplay earlier and stuff like that.
They haven't announced any platforms for it as of yet?
They haven't.
No.
It was rumoured to be a Switch exclusive. I do not believe that's the case now.
No. I think, to be honest, if it's not even... Because apparently it's at Day Zero development at the moment. It might not even be ready during this generation. I'll have to wait and see.
No, I think it's going to be a way off. So that was Ubisoft. I think these guys had the best conference.
Yeah, definitely.
I really enjoyed almost every game they showed. I enjoyed it to a certain level. The way it was presented was good, except the weird Assassin's Creed bit where they showed it off the TV.
The cut-off point, yeah. Yeah, the TV bit, yeah.
I think they did a really good job with this conference. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It had the biggest surprise as well, which is what you want out of E3, the surprises.
Yeah.
So, up next, the one everyone was looking forward to, Sony. Can you remember what Sony started with?
I can, yes. It was Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Yeah, Uncharted Lost Legacy. I'm looking forward to this. They started it as a DLC. They've basically made a full game.
Yeah. And but it's actually a budget title as well. It's not full price.
It's a budget title, but it includes the full multiplayer experience of Uncharted 4.
So can you play with anyone who has the main Uncharted game?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe
that's good
so.
then.
Which is crazy. Like how have they done that for the price?
Yeah. I suppose it's because it's already been made, though, I suppose, so that it's not really anything new, that part, so they can just, you know, add it on, I guess.
They still played it fairly close to the chest, though. We don't know a lot about this game. It's still... We know it's Chloe and Nadine.
Yeah.
Sort of uneasy alliance working together to achieve this prize. We sort of saw the bad guy in the trailer. But other than that, we don't really know a huge amount about it, which I like.
Yeah. Well, it's the way to go, really, for. You don't want to see too much, do you? Like, you know, if you do like Uncharted, obviously you're going to play this game, so...
Because you know there's going to be mad set pieces in it, but they haven't gone mad and shown them all off to people.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And now it's out in August. I don't think there's any opportunity to see that now until it's out.
Yeah, because even Gamescom's in August and Sony don't really appear. Like, now you probably won't see anything until TGS in October.
I think that was the right call.
Mm-hmm.
Right then. Skyrim is back again with VR.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about this. I'm sick of seeing Skyrim.
I imagine it's good, like, seeing that game in VR, but like you say, like, I ain't personally played much of Skyrim myself, but I'm not interested really in this announcement. It's still mental that, like, Bethesda is still, like, you know, for, like, a 6-year-old game is still going.
Yeah, it's silly. I don't know what they're doing.
And that's actually a full price game again. It is a full £40. It's not, like, a budget title, so you have to rebuy the game again.
So, I'm going to pretend this doesn't exist. We're going to move on to the next game. This next game caught a lot of people off guard, and I think it excited a lot more people. Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter Worlds.
Monster Hunter Worlds. Sorry, yeah, I think you're right. Out of nowhere, this game came. Like, it surprised so many people, and it looked really good. I don't like Monster Hunter games. I've played them before, and I can just never get into them. But this looked good.
Well, I think the Capcom themselves had said they're trying to play it up on the Western audience, because obviously this has been mainly a handheld franchise, mainly on Nintendo recently.
See, it's not going to be held back by the handheld side of it. This game could be huge.
But I think they've said this is essentially Monster Hunter 5 as well.
So this game looks good. I can't personally speak for it because I don't really like the franchise.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people excited about it. So if you're into Monster Hunter, definitely check this out. It's definitely worth a look. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Definitely.
So Marvel vs. Capcom. Is it Infinite?
It is.
That got an announcement. I've totally lost my order, by the way, for this.
Just go all over the place. It's fine.
I've just gone mad. This is the only game, I expected a lot of this to happen, where they announced a demo and released the demo tonight, or after the conference. This is the only game that happened on. I thought it was going to happen on everything.
Yeah.
The game... It's pretty fun, to be honest. I played the demo. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, the only thing what's been criticised on is the graphics at the moment.
The graphics are horrible. The people look... Yeah. They're a bit of a train wreck.
Yeah. Hopefully they improve it by launch.
It looks really good. The combat's really fun. It's not too difficult. They seem like they've balanced it a little bit, so it's a lot more accessible from what I've played.
Right. I haven't played the demo myself, and I haven't really been into the Marvel vs. Capcom franchise, so I can't really comment on the game.
Okay, well, let's just leave it there then. Know that if you're into fighting games, you'll love that. I'm trying to do it in order of, like, I'm going to ramp it up to the best stuff. So we'll go to the Horizon DLC next. It was very vague, this DLC trailer.
I think they had to, though, because, like, people like me, because apparently it's post-game.
Yeah.
So,
they don't want to spoil anything.
Because, like, obviously you finished the game. I haven't finished the game, so if they went into spoiler territory, I would have to turn it off. Just be like, you know, oh, great, you spoiled the game for me, thanks. But
yeah.
So it's good that they went that way.
Well, it is and it isn't. Like, you were spoiled, but I don't know what this DLC is, so I have no interest in it. So it's kind of... It plays up on both fronts. It's hard to, like, know where to go with it.
Did they actually give an announce date for that? Like, is it later in the year where they could re-show it up? Like,
yeah, I think so, you know. I don't think they gave a date. I think, you know, like, coming 2017 or whatever.
Right, okay. No, because I was wondering, because they could maybe show, like, more later on, like, you know, so give a few more months for people to actually finish the game.
I think for that game now, they need something crazy to get me back into it.
Right.
Like, I don't know, maybe they'll let you ride dinosaurs or something, we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, you can already ride dinosaurs, but I mean, like, the T-Rex type things and all that stuff. We saw Destiny. Yeah,
it was basically exclusive stuff. They basically had to do it. Like,
it was a real nasty trailer.
Yeah.
It was a real nasty one. So I'm not even going to talk about that. Destiny seems to have had a pretty naff year at E3 from what I've seen.
Yeah, for me, free. Yeah, it's weird because I think they've actually most of the footage is actually coming from the PC version than the PS4 version. It's quite surprising.
Doesn't seem to be much hype around it.
No.
Maybe it's because they had an event like a couple of months back.
Yeah, that might be actually because they had the reveal, didn't they? It was only like 3 weeks ago, I think, or a month ago.
Yeah. So yeah, that's meh. That's coming. We've got Call of Duty. Is it World War II? Is that what they're actually calling it?
Yeah, it's just called that. Yeah.
Just World War II.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it'll be good. The trailer didn't do anything for me.
Same.
It's weird when you know that Destiny and COD are having like the two, I don't know, least impactful trailers. You know something's a bit iffy there.
Yeah, and they're probably going to be the best-selling games of the year.
Yeah, I think maybe they know. Maybe they can just bank on it and say we're gonna sell. We don't need to have an amazing trailer. What's the point?
Yeah, that's true.
Because at this point, they're not going to get many new people in, are they?
No.
And even if they do, it's going to be on word of mouth rather than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So let's move on to Middle-earth: Shadow of War. I did not like this demo. I liked the first game. This demo did nothing for me. Like,
I just realised something that was actually at the Microsoft conference.
Was it?
It was.
How have I got it here then?
Yeah, Shadow of War, the Middle-earth game.
Wow, we
shows how much interesting we thought of that. But yeah, that was actually the Xbox conference. Actually, remembering because they've got the partnership of that.
So yeah, that happened.
I don't know if you do want to talk about it or just,
It were all right.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't that impressed with it. I love the first game. The second one looks like it's entirely the same.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping they show more off to get me interest because I really like the first game.
But you like is it the Nemesis system it's called?
Yeah, the Nemesis system. That was the best thing. I used to mess around with that.
Mm-hmm.
Playing people off against each other.
Yeah.
I'm not writing it off, but as of yet, it's not on my to-buy list.
Yeah, same. Like, I didn't play the first one, so it's not for me.
So I've totally got that on the wrong show. That's how impactful that game was.
Yeah.
I don't know which way. I've got 4 big games left, and I don't know which way to go with them. Let's go with Detroit first.
Yeah.
Now, we both liked Heavy Rain, didn't we?
Yep.
Have you played Fahrenheit?
I haven't played that, no.
I really liked that. I like those two. You liked... We both played Beyond. I didn't like it. You really did.
Yeah, I still prefer Heavy Rain over Beyond Two Souls. I still think Heavy Rain's the best one out of the two.
But Detroit looks good. Detroit looks like a whole different level of good. Like, the potential possibilities looks crazy.
Yeah, you've probably got, 10 different ways of doing it, because you have to... there's one, main point where you can do it, or you can go what is it? Not research. Is it research?
Yeah, you can research...
Yeah, research the area.
Like the one they showed last year in particular, we'll go with that one.
Yeah.
They showed, it was like a hostage situation, but apparently if you, you can talk to people and get information on the victims and on the perp and stuff like that, and then you can use that, going into it.
Yeah, you can find items and stuff and whatnot.
And so it seems like there's so much in that game if you take the time to sort of get into it properly.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to seeing that. There's no release date on that, I don't believe.
I think that's because, like we were saying with the multiple options, I think that's why it's taking its time as well.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, there's multiple ways of doing it.
Up next, then, I think we're going to go into Days Gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking this game looks really good. I love the open world. I love that he's on a bike and his little biker gang. And supposedly you need to fuel up your bike so you've got that resource to focus on. And there seems to be a huge focus on survival. The demo in question they showed, there's a group of guys who attack you on your bike. And then you sneak... You're searching for someone, I think. And you sort of get a clue. So you go searching around. And you see a group of guys. And rather than just going in guns blazing and shooting them all, he has to sort of use his environment. And like I said with Metro.
Well, I wonder if you can actually go different ways about it. I imagine you might be able to go
there's definitely
blazing.
Multiple routes. Yeah, it's definitely... you could come in from a totally different angle of this area.
Yeah.
And I think for that aspect, it looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's still... It looks a little bit generic at times. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I think as long as the gameplay is fun... I'm not... And maybe the characters... Well, the characters have to be good. As long as those two are, key, the setting and stuff doesn't really matter that much to me.
Mm.
It's all about challenging you in different and unique ways.
Yeah.
You might see a horde of zombies and it's right, do I do this objective?
I must admit, it is good, you can actually use the zombies to your benefit.
Yeah,
like you said
and,
in the demo.
There's
Yeah,
such a focus on like being quiet or specifically making noise so the enemies will come to them.
yeah,
Like, can you imagine just, I don't know if you can do this, but imagine shooting a gun up in the air. So the zombies come to you, but then sort of hiding in a bush somewhere.
and then
So
take
the
out the
zombies-
other like.
Yeah, exactly. Like the example they showed, they put a bomb on like a dam sort of thing and they blew it up, and then all the zombies came through and took out everyone at this base.
Yeah, because that's who he was rescuing, wasn't he, that person?
Yeah, we're at this base. And so I'm just really looking forward to seeing all the potential like possibilities that you can do.
And also, I'll give it credit because who was it? Sonny Bend, is it?
Sonny Bend,
Yeah, like their
They're
previous
working-
game was just Uncharted on the Vita, I believe.
Yeah.
So it
yeah, they've
seems
come
like a
out
big
absolutely-
budgeted game for them. It's good to
looks-
see
looks
them. Yeah,
real good. I'm really looking forward to that. There's no release date, I believe, on that.
I think it's still 2018, I
It's
believe.
in 2018,
Yeah.
but I'm looking forward to that game big time. I think I'm going to end with what they ended with. So next we're going to go with God of War. They didn't show a huge amount of God of War this year, did they? They sort of dialed it back a little bit. What you did see was more of a traditional trailer where you saw some of the set pieces and you saw some more of the characters.
Some story context, yeah.
And some start, and so it still looks good. This trailer has me worried that it might actually be way off.
Yeah, because that was 2018 again, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Seems like a lot of 2018, like nothing really coming this year, but
I think that's going to hit back end of 2018. I think it will just make it.
I don't know though, because Sony do like that early year release date, don't they? They don't really
do, yeah,
launch
they do.
around like late normally in the year. They normally release at the beginning. They're like the opposite of Microsoft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm definitely looking forward to that game. I'm not a huge fan of the first 5 games, including the Vita ones and the PSP
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, and Ascension and whatnot. Yeah.
No, 6 actually, I believe. I'm not a huge fan of them, but this one looks real good. I'm really into the Norse mythology, and I love the whole companionship of having your kid there, and so you've got to look after him, sort of like on Last of Us.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good thing into the game. Yeah, like you said with the kid.
Combat looks a lot more slow and deliberate as well, which I like.
Well, I think it's because he doesn't have his chains, does he? He just has like the axe.
See, that's the stuff I don't like. That mad, chaotic, frantic action. I like the slow, deliberate.
Yeah.
Kills and stuff like that.
I do hope.
Yeah.
I do hope he does get his chains back though. Like for the odd,
I
like
think
he
he
might
will
get
at
it
some
and then
point.
lose him again or something, and he has to use the
he will.
axe. Yeah.
I think there'll be a boss in it at some point, and it'll be like, okay, now we have to go.
Yeah.
Like maybe you'll fight Thor or someone like that, and because Thor can call back his hammer, like Kratos can call back his axe. Maybe Thor calls up his axe, and Kratos is like, uh-oh, and he gets kicked off a mountain or something, and then he's like, how do I beat this guy? Whips out the old-fashioned chains.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something like that, but that game looks good. Looking forward to seeing more of it. I don't know if you have anything to add.
No, that's it. I'm looking forward to that game. I'll definitely get it.
So these guys ended with Spider-Man. Now, this demo looked cool. It looked good. I'm into it. There's a couple of bits that I'm not happy with. There's a lot of quick time events, which, fair enough, it's to be unavoidable at times. I'm not hugely annoyed, but it's not my favourite thing. I don't know if you've got what to say about that.
I don't know. I think there was too heavily on that. I don't know.
There was quite a
lot
lot.
of
There was quite a
QTs. Like they might tone it down in the main game. That might be just a certain context bit, but I don't mind QTs. But as long as there's not too many of them,
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
The swinging looks good through the city.
Yeah, like because he was going around one and he actually like runs on the building and then like turns left and whatnot.
It basically looks like the Batman Arkham games, but with Spider-Man.
Yep.
It's got the same sort of predatory gameplay, which makes sense for Spider-Man because he's very like that. He sneaks around and takes him out and does a little wisecrack and then flies off into the sky again.
Yeah.
The combat as well. The combat, I think, is the most disappointing thing for me because I was hoping they were going to like push the boat out a bit and go somewhere new.
But it is pretty much Batman.
If it works, why change it kind of scenario?
That's true.
It's, yeah. I don't know if you've got anything else to add to Spider-Man.
Nope. I don't think so.
I think the biggest problem we saw in this conference, there was no huge like surprise moment.
Yeah, because the previous years they've gone like big on like obviously like future release like Final Fantasy VII Remake.
And I think a lot of it is our fault for expecting more.
Yeah, they've definitely doubled down. Basically, they've like recapped what they showed last year, haven't they? Pretty much. I
think is wise because they're not showing off too much in advance.
Yeah. I think that's the thing though, like Sony's conference used to be like pretty much the hype conference.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously we expected like RE2 remake and stuff like that, didn't we? And I can't remember, like
Bloodborne 2 and stuff like that.
Shenmue 3 coming back again, but like actual gameplay and stuff like that.
I think that's the theme of this E3 in general, actually. The lack of huge moments. Beyond Good and Evil 2, and then there's a couple at Nintendo's conference.
What we'll get into later.
But other than that, I think it was kind of a disappointment in the surprises front.
Yeah.
Anyway then, let's go on to Nintendo's conference. So, they basically start with Rocket League.
Was that the sizzle reel first, or was it?
Well,
like
they show a sizzle reel with stuff, and then the first major game they actually show is Rocket League, I believe.
Yeah, and the sizzle reel, yeah, but that got revealed later on as well, didn't it?
It did nothing for me, Rocket League.
It's a big game. I'll admit, like obviously it's not for me and Perkins, but I can see like it is a big like I've seen like the online reaction to that. It's quite positive. Like people will double dip for that game. Like it's good for portable players, so I can see why. But just not for us.
No, not for us. So let's quickly move on to Xenoverse 2. No, that's wrong. That's Dragon Ball. Xenoblade 2.
Well, Chronicles 2. Is it actual Chronicles or just Xenoblade 2?
Chronicles in there as well.
I can't remember because I think they announced it as Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and then
no, you might be right. You might be right.
It might be just Xenoblade 2. You might be right, but
so that's coming out again. That's not a game for me. I'm not hugely into like these big JRPGs. I don't know if you've played the other ones and care to share any information there.
The only one I've played is a bit of Xenoblade. Is it Chronicles X or is it just X?
The last one.
Yeah, the one on the Wii U.
The Wii U.
Like, a bit of it. Like, game looks good. Obviously, it's a very animated style. It kind of looks a bit like I don't know if anyone's played it, like the Tales games, like the animated style of the characters. I mean, like the faces do look like a bit better. Like the previous one was awful for the faces. If you're bothered about that. And more surprising is it is coming this year. Everyone thought it was going to get delayed till next year.
I think that's the biggest story of this game.
Yeah.
The fact that it's actually coming out.
Yeah. Well, coming out this year. Like I think they just said winter 2017 though, didn't they?
Yeah.
So we don't know a solid release date, but
they do that a lot, Nintendo though, don't they?
Yeah, they'll do like another, because obviously with Nintendo they do Nintendo Directs, so they'll probably do another one like I don't know in a couple of months' time and then update it with that release date.
So after Xenoverse, I don't know if it's after, like I say, I've got my
Xenoblade.
Xenoblade, yeah, blow my neck. Fire Emblem Heroes, is it called? Warriors. Oh,
Heroes is the mobile game.
Yeah, so Warriors. Again, these games don't do it for me. These mad, fast, frantic. I played the Zelda one because I like Zelda.
Yeah, Hyrule Warriors. Yeah.
Particular doesn't do much for me. I don't know about you.
Not really, because obviously I'm not like I ain't personally like I'm gonna try and get into Fire Emblem. Like I do have Fire Emblem Echo, so I'm gonna try and I know it's like it is that fast-paced thing, but I don't really know the characters, so I can't really like relate to them.
That's the thing. I've played Awakening and I've played
Fates.
What were the last two called? Fates. I don't know. It just doesn't know for me. It's a gameplay.
Yeah.
I find it super boring.
Well, so it's a niche thing, isn't it? Like it'll probably sell 1 million units and it'll be successful. I can't remember, what did they actually reveal in the trailer? Like I know later on in the Treehouse they released like a Colosseum mode where you basically
see two
face
playable
like
characters.
bonuses.
You see two playable characters and then just a bit of gameplay, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they had like Marth and stuff like that. I can't remember the other characters.
Yeah.
And people from, is it like Fates and whatnot?
Yeah, I think so. I think so, right. So we see Kirby, a new Kirby game.
Yep, nice and colourful again, like that art style, like, you know.
This was weird because this game came as a surprise, but I didn't care because it was a Kirby game and we get them all the time.
Yeah, it's more of like, it's one of Nintendo's safe franchises, I would say. Like it sells well. It's Kirby.
It's a filler title.
Yeah. Still though, it's still good to see, like, you know, it's getting revealed.
It looked jolly. I'll probably check it out. Nintendo Switch needs a couple more games like that.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I think I'm into it. We'll see. There's not much to say about it because we didn't see a huge amount, did we? You get new companions and stuff like that. It looks like.
And I don't know if it is co-op or it's like, because most Kirby games they have like little multiplayer games in it, don't they?
Yeah, there's always a fun little multiplayer.
Like you can do local player and stuff like that. So, don't know if it is the main game, but yeah.
So then we saw a new Yoshi game. These two games, by the way, just called Kirby and just called Yoshi. I'm guessing we'll get a more developed title in the future.
Yeah, I know it's on the Treehouse yesterday for the Yoshi game. They just called it Yoshi Working Title.
Yeah. So yeah, Yoshi coming out. It's sort of weirdly got a paper style and a yarn style merged.
Yeah. It's kind of weird because the actual game, you can actually, like, you know what you can see in the background? You can actually see the other side. You can actually go, like, the next level could be, like, you know, it could be in reverse. So like
Alright.
some things like you attack, because like you get these eggs, and you can like attack something in the background, and it might reveal something on that second level. What you have
that's
to do.
cool.
So that's a cool
That's a very cool
mechanic.
feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Mhm.
Nintendo are the best at stuff like that, though. Just like little intricate details that you wouldn't have even thought to even include in a game.
Mm. And I believe this is the first, like, this is not going to be a big thing for people, but it is the first, like, Unreal Engine Nintendo game, I believe.
Yeah, that's a huge thing for Nintendo,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, they haven't
Rather
used
than
their own
using their
engine.
engine.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
Don't know if you ever want to add to Yoshi.
No, apart from that, that's what I saw from the Treehouse stream.
We didn't really see enough to talk about, I don't think.
That again, that is 2018.
Yep. The next game was a very weird announcement. So it opens, and they very briefly mentioned Pokken Tournament, which got announced a couple of days ago before E3.
Yeah.
And so they announced this Pokken Tournament, and then he goes, but we are working on a full RPG Pokemon for the Switch, but it might be out in a few years.
Yeah. So
it was like, it's cool that they're making it, but it was a very weird announcement.
I suppose it's just like I don't know if this was just because of like, because obviously Ultra Sun and Moon got announced like in that few days ago with the direct. It might have been like a quick response to that, because a lot of people was not happy that it wasn't coming to the Switch.
And while we're on the same topic, they also showed off Metroid 4, but that was a similar thing. They were basically like, it's in development, there's no particular window for it.
Well, just to say, it's Metroid Prime 4. It's actually the Prime series version.
Yeah, what did I just say? Metroid 4?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean Metroid Prime 4.
Mm-hmm.
So they've basically got out and said, it's happening. Just, stop going on about it, basically. That's the message I got from that.
But a lot of people, like, obviously, like, we haven't really played the Metroid games ourselves, have we? Like, I don't know.
I played a little bit of the first Prime,
mm-hmm.
and that's about it. I played about half of it.
Yeah. I think that's, like, pretty much, like, I think that was actually, like, reaction-wise, even though they didn't show anything, was a bigger reactions than the FIFA and Assassin's Creed, believe it or not, like that little trailer of just the logo.
I think Metroid got one of the biggest reactions, full stop, on E3.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Beyond Good and Evil 2 and Metroid 4 got the two biggest reactions.
Yeah, because obviously, like, Metroid hasn't been, like the last, like, main one was obviously on the Wii back in 2007, I believe. So it's 10 years ago. So a lot of people have been wanting, like, Samus to return.
Now, I'm just going to switch gears a little bit. This wasn't in the conference itself. It was more on the Treehouse.
Yeah, because they said they weren't going to release any 3DS games in the Spotlight conference thing.
We did see a new 3DS Metroid game revealed
mm-hmm.
on the Treehouse, which everyone seems to be liking the look of.
Yeah, made by, is it Mercury Steam?
Mercury Steam, the same team that did the Castlevania Lords of Shadow games, which weren't particularly well received, but it seems like this game is more focused from Nintendo, so they've got
they've got like the original, like, I think it's the guy who worked on the original Metroid and Metroid 2, etc. Sakamoto, I believe his name is, to come back for that.
They've got that team working with them.
Well, apparently that's and that's coming this year as well.
That's good. It's not even that far off, is it? It's like a couple of months away.
Yeah. Because the development's actually been going 2 years, that, believe it or not. And
surprise, surprise, it's got some more amiibos.
Yep. To be honest, it does look like cool amiibos. Like, you get the Metroid coming out of its, is it the chamber? It's broke.
I really like the Metroid one.
Yeah.
I could be tempted to buy that, and I've only got 2 amiibos myself.
I'll probably get that. I've got like 50. And also, you've got obviously Samus in like the Metroid 2 cover art, like pose as well for the Samus one.
That looked cool. That looked very cool.
Yeah.
So there's two last things on Nintendo's. They showed off the Zelda Breath of the Wild DLC. They showed off the first pack, which is sort of more of a trialsy type thing.
Yeah, and
a map expansion where you can see where you've previously been on a map.
Also costumes.
And costumes as well, which it looks like it's alright, but I don't think it's the main bulk of the DLC season pass.
No, the main one is the second one.
Is the second one, which looks like it's going to be a prequel to the original Breath of the Wild game.
Mm-hmm.
Where it involves the 4 heroes, Zelda and Link, before everything went bad, basically.
Well, yeah, because they were going to take on Ganon, weren't they? Pretty much.
And surprisingly, there's more amiibos, where you get the 4 like heroes,
champions, if you want to.
4 champions, should I say? Yeah, they each get an amiibo. They didn't show a lot of the Zelda DLC, but I'm looking forward to it.
I think they didn't because obviously it's mainly story context and like it's way off, so they'll probably do another direct later on. Like they want to focus on the first one, I guess. That's why they showed more of that off.
Yep.
Because that's out on the end of June, I believe, the 30th of June, the first pack.
Now, have I forgotten any games? There's one more at the end. Have I forgotten any more games?
Well, like I said, Rocket League got revealed, didn't it, before the game, what you're on
Rocket
about.
League, yeah, we've mentioned Rocket League.
It's going to be cross-play as well.
So the
without
final
PlayStation, but yeah.
Sorry, you finished. The final game, Mario Odyssey, we already talked about at the beginning. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to it.
I think the thing is, like, the first thing when we saw at the beginning of the trailer, we're like, is this Monster Hunter?
That was great,
like with the
T-Rex,
and then we just sort of, like, they just zoomed in on the red cap, and then it just zoomed in on that. It's like, oh my god.
In fact, I do want to add to that, actually, now you've said that. Yeah, it starts with the dinosaur walking, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you see the hat. And then it cuts into a trailer where there's a one shot in the trailer which everyone seems to be latching onto, where he throws his cap out. I think it's the first time you see the transformation, actually. And he throws it into a frog, and then he becomes the frog.
Yeah.
And it was that moment, it was like, oh my words.
That you can, like, control, like, certain people. Like, you can control, like, Goombas and anything you can,
yeah,
like,
you can
know.
bullet bills, Goombas, Koopas, all sorts of characters, can't you?
I wonder if you can do Bowser.
Yeah, maybe. You can be a taxi. You can throw you out in a taxi. You can be the people of New Donk City. You can be a tank. It's crazy. You can be a fish.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shot in the trailer actually as well where Mario's riding a little scooter.
Yeah. So
basically, this game looks exciting.
Yeah, definitely. No, so there's a bit of context as well. Like, obviously Mario was originally in Donkey Kong in the arcade, and you actually saved. It wasn't Peach at the time, but it was Pauline, wasn't it?
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's actually the mayor of this city, the new City. Yeah, she's Mayor Pauline, so that's quite good. So I wonder if Donkey Kong's going to appear in this game.
Possibly. In fact, you should say that actually. I forgot some of them. Mario and Rabbids. Donkey Kong looks like he's in the game and he's been turned into a rabbit.
Yeah, or a rabbit version of that. Yeah, because he's got the tie,
Yeah.
hasn't he? Yeah.
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 So that's quite exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Nintendo's conference. What did you think of that?
I think it was good. Like, I don't know, like, obviously it would have been good to see some gameplay on Metroid and stuff, but it's just like you said, it's to get the announcement out of the way to basically stop people saying, where is it? We want it. It's just like, here we go. We've announced it's in development. Be quiet now. Just be hyped and whatnot. Like, there could have been a few more games. Like obviously, the only problem with Nintendo people, like us, like, you know, we always want more. Like, we want Animal Crossing, we want this, we want that.
It's never enough. It's never enough. I think the thing with Nintendo is they go a bit easy on the conference, knowing that they've got 3 days of Treehouse coming.
Yeah.
So you see all the other stuff at Treehouse. So
obviously, like, it was good. I think it was a smart. I don't know if it. Yeah, I'll probably say it was a smart move to focus on Switch and 3DS.
It was a smart move, definitely.
Yeah. Obviously, like I don't know, like the Metroid thing could have maybe snuck in there with the Prime 4 just to.
I'm surprised it didn't. That's the one weird thing to me that should have been in there.
Yeah. Like, obviously, like, that's probably people's last 3DS game, I imagine. Well, probably Pokemon, actually, but, like, the main big new title would probably be Metroid, I imagine. So it was surprising that wasn't in the main title conference.
So, which was your favourite conference of E3?
I would say Ubisoft.
You say same as me.
Yeah, same as you, yeah.
And then would you agree Microsoft is second best?
I would say so, yeah.
Alright. I don't want to rate them all. I just wanted to see where you thought, you know.
Mm-hmm. I'd probably put Bethesda's as last.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Bethesda, EA, they'd be the 2 last ones.
Yeah.
Because Ubisoft, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo actually had good conferences.
Yeah.
Even if they were lacking some big wow moments.
Yeah, but they had, like, yeah.
Now, to close the episode out, we would normally do questions and answers, but obviously with it being the first episode, no one's had time to post comments for us. So next episode we will answer some questions if we get, you know, ones that particularly pique our interest.
Mm-hmm.
And to close the show, we're always going to do a recommended game to play. However, this time, with it being E3, as we said in the intro, we want to recommend some trailers to watch, you know, we particularly like the most. So, do you want to reveal the trailer that you picked?
Sure. So my pick is The Evil Within 2.
As we previously said earlier, it's definitely worth a look. It's it looks amazing, that trailer. It's just piques your interest, piques your curiosity, but leaves you with questions.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is what you want. I think my trailer, Beyond Good and Evil 2, it's such a wacky, mad trailer. I've never seen anything quite like it. it opens with a monkey talking to a pig. Like,
You know-
honestly, in a bar, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Some sketch deals going down. It's just amazing. So I'll try and link those two trailers in the description below if you're interested in watching them. I hope you enjoyed our first episode. We will be back next week with a more regular episode. Yeah, if you've got any questions, leave them below. I am Perkins. He is Platty. And this is the first episode of Game Focus.